What a bundle to go for.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely
Yeah,
gorgeous. Now,
really
if you
good.
are watching us live, we're with you for another hour. But if you're watching the overnight repeats and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, Elena is going to be joining you at 8 a.m. and we will see you really soon. But do stay tuned for what's coming up next.
Good morning, jewellery makers. How the devil are you? I tell you what, we're up, we're raring, and this studio could not be filled with more talent if we tried. Excluding this one right here, but if you look to my right, two of our most popular and favourite designers in the studios at once. It's our lovely Fleur and Claire. Oh, do you know what? I'm really excited, but at the same time nervous about today.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think we might. I think the three of us together.
We'll behave. We'll behave.
Will you? Yeah.
No. No, because that just wouldn't be me, would it? To behave. Come on. Three girls together. You're doing a little bit of role swapping, I suppose, for want of a better description. It's our challenge weekend, basically. So we've got two of our most popular guest designers here in the studio, and you literally have swapped mediums, haven't you? So you've been teaching each other.
Well, we sort of taught each other over the phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yet you still have come up with amazing pieces.
And a friendship. We've still got the friendship.
I know.
Yeah, we're still friends, yeah.
Still friends at the end of it. So, Fleur, you're going to be first, is that right? Your challenge is first.
Yes,
so, literally coming up this hour, and then we've obviously got Claire's chainmail challenge coming up later on in the show. I'm so excited. We've got brand new ins. We've got Ruby, Emerald and Sapphire coming as the deal of the day at 11 a.m. We've got one of the most popular sellers for the TGGC family. Love the popcorn necklace. You love the popcorn necklace. We've got it here to Jewellery Maker. You've not seen it before, girls, have you?
No,
not seen it before.
Fabulous.
We've got those coming up. We've got French wire coming up. We've got... In fact, should we start with the French wire? Should I stop talking and just get on with things? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I know that's what you're thinking. See? Okay. Oodles of French wire. Now, for our wonderful wirework extraordinaire, I know this is going to be straight away the ears are going to be picking up, but also Fleur for your pearls.
Yeah.
Your ears are going to be picking up. This feels so luxurious.
It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful colour.
It is, isn't it? It's
that,
that really Indian buttery gold, isn't it? Now, I've never seen a bundle of this size. I mean, just literally Martha just had, I saw a bundle sold out. Kim's saying, I've never even seen it at all. Never seen it at all. So maybe, bear with me a second, just dropping it all everywhere, there we go. Maybe I could ask our guest designers what you would actually use this for, because it has got, it's a real luxury product, isn't it?
Yeah, it finishes your necklaces absolutely perfectly and professionally. So I use it with pearl knotting for the ends, because when you're using a silk cord, against the finding that you're attaching it to, the silk cord could wear through. So what you need to do is pop this beautiful little gizmo coil over your silk cord to protect the silk cord against the jump ring or the finding at the end of your necklace.
It helps the mechanism part of your necklace and everything. And you mentioned gizmo coil, because if I literally stretch this out like this ever so slightly, it is a very, 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 very fine, tight coil of beautiful wire, gold-plated French wire. So again, can you use these in between pearls?
Yeah, you can. You can space your pearls out, you can space your gemstones out. So when I teach this on the pearl knotting workshop, a lot of the ladies, well nearly all the ladies, said they'll never finish another necklace or bracelet off without this now.
Really?
So they won't now use just, even with your beading thread, you can use this with your beading thread, depending on the diameter of the French wire that you've got, and I believe this is a 0.6 this one.
0.6, yeah.
So all your beading threads will go through there, your 0.4 S-lons will go go through there, and your 0.6 S-lons.
And
so
this is a lot.
There's a lot there, so you could macrame with it, you can kumihimo with it, you can have a real play with it, and obviously Claire could use
55 pieces. Yeah, Claire can use it with the wire as well. I've never brought a bundle like this before. It's just literally been maybe a few strands of the French wire, which always categorically sells out. And that was months ago, actually. It's probably going back before Christmas when I was first introduced to the French wire. I know it is still one of our newest products here at Jewellery Maker, but again, it is a luxury product without shadow of doubt. What you're not seeing is all of this behind here as well, behind the back of my hand where I'm actually holding on to these. And it is that lovely Indian gold. Straight away, there's lots of people on the web checking out, and every single person pretty much on the web has checked out, bar a couple. I'm guessing you know what this is going to. Wow, really? I've just heard what we're taking this to, $6.95. So how much would you need, Fleur, for the end of a necklace?
About 1 centimetre.
1 centimetre?
Yeah, okay, about 1 centimetre for each end. So when it comes in like it's wrapped up in a cord as well. So what I did when we had it on Thursday night is just said to cut the side of the bag and then just feed little bits out, so then it stays in perfect condition, because if you do stretch it, then you can't pop it back together. So it does
I
need to
showed it
stay.
to you stretched out there so you can actually see the gizmo coil. I just pulled one of these out because I was going to measure it, but Kim did it for me. So you've got 55 at 12 inches. So that's 660 inches in total. And you only need 1 centimetre to finish it off.
When I've bought it before, usually for about a metre, it's between £1.50 and £2 a metre.
Wow.
From anywhere else for a metre.
Wow, $6.95 for you Jewellery Makers this morning. Isn't it good getting up early on a Saturday morning? Fantastic, well done. Rita, Anisman, well done to you. Catherine, Belinda, Kathleen, you've got yours. Nottingham and Michaela and Maeve and Cumbria and Susan and Liza, hello to you. Do check out as soon as you possibly can. It was literally months ago when I first saw this actually come into the studios, and it was literally a couple of strands. I think it was in the silver colour that I first saw it. So really exciting that we've got that buttery yellow gold, which is going to go really well with the wire as well, isn't it, Claire?
Yeah, it's really, really well. And the other thing, I'm just thinking you could probably gizmo it again. So if you put some of the wire through, you could gizmo, which would be a really nice effect. You know, sort of setting. If you do like wire wrapping cabochons, things like that, so you can just add little highlights like that.
So use it as a feature?
Yes, yes. On something like that, where if you sort of gizmo it again, because you don't need that, you don't need the strength. It's just a decorative piece. So
that's a really lovely idea, isn't it? I've not thought of that before. So it's not just about the mechanics and the practicalities of it and the protective nature of French wire. The fact that it is really beautiful too, isn't it? So you can absolutely use it for within a design of your feature piece. I love that idea, and also contrast as well. Am I going to be able to put them all back on the T-bar? I don't know, there's so much here. It goes perfectly with the popcorn necklace as well, doesn't it? That perfect colour of gold, and that's coming up a little bit later on. What we'll do is we'll recap that, by the way, see how the stock is going. Over 100 have gone like that. First thing in the morning, so the early bird catches the early worm. Well done. We'll recap it later on, stock permitting. Now, is it time for the gold popcorn? Just on the back of the French wire, just because they work so perfectly together. Now, as some of you may know, I've worked for, well, it was obviously a big family business, TGC, for many years now, coming up 4 years. And one of the most popular auctions that we used to do was on this style of necklace, and literally thousands of people used to dial through. I used to work predominantly on the USA channel. Thousands of people used to dial through. Out of our designs of necklaces, this was the one which was the most sought after. That said, this is even bigger than the usual size that I've experienced in the past. Love it. It's called a popcorn necklace, which I think is a little bit, it's fun, isn't it? It's got a little bit of personality behind it. We're going to start, ladies, with the gold. Now, they are a complete finished piece of jewellery. You've got the clasps, just like so. You've got the extenders, and you've got these stunning necklaces, which are the popcorn design, which is like this. It's kind of tubular, kind of like a Viking knit. So I guess there's nothing stopping you from maybe separating these and putting gemstones down the centre. I guess so. Obviously you would have to detach one of these. Aren't they beautiful? My mum has got a really lovely 22 karat gold necklace, and it kind of reminds me of that, because it is that really intense yellow, so more bordering on, like we were saying earlier, on the Indian gold, and you are getting all three. So I wanted to separate this one so you can actually see the finish. So you can actually see the finish of it as well. They are luxurious. Now in length they are 45 centimetres. You can easily add length by adding chain to the end of this, of course, or even add them together if you wish. But think about gifts. I think this is a beautiful gift opportunity. We've never seen these before, ladies, have we?
I've never seen them, no.
Aren't they lovely?
I love the way they're articulated, aren't they?
They are slinky, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely. Should I hold one up to the neckline? Now, I have got a big scratch on my neck, sorry, because the puppy got me last night. Brutus is still on fine form. He is still on fine form. Tiny.
I was going to say, is he still really weird?
Tiny but mighty.
Aww.
Yeah, tiny but mighty. Look at this. See, you'll see the big scratch down the front of my neck. Yeah, I know. I might be scarred from this. Aren't they amazing? We've got the rose gold coming up as well. I mean, think about all the big, lovely wirework pendants that you make, and chainmail feature pieces as well. Could you incorporate this into your designs?
Yeah, because you would just, if you're doing, say if you were going to do a cabochon or a wirework piece, you'd just do your bail slightly bigger so that it would sit in. But that would be wonderful because half the work's really done for you, isn't it? The structure of the necklace.
Absolutely, and wire necklaces can be sometimes quite heavy, so you do need to have the structure in the chain itself. Absolutely beautiful. You are getting all three. Obviously there's the big lobster claw clasp as well, so great for those like me that are a little bit clumsy maybe, or you've got dexterity issues. Has the extended chain, £10.95. Now, can I also give you a little bit of a heads up? I used to sell one of these. I mean, granted, it was sterling silver, obviously, and I'm sure it was more expensive than that. Granted, precious metal it was, but I'm sure it was more than £10.95. This is a complete finished piece of jewellery.
I'm just thinking as well, if you've got some monofilament and some of the small rondelles, like those strands, you could weave them in and out as well, because you can see the monofilament. Because you've got lots of holes there that you can go in and out with a needle. Absolutely.
If I held one of them out like this, whilst you're dialing, because again, very busy, very popular, I've got the rose gold. Can you see? Can you see? You can see the little holes. So you could sew through this as well, couldn't you? Or even put the gemstones through the centre. Or micromacrame. I know Nadia does some amazing pieces of micromacrame. You could hide the ends of your micromacrame actually into the chain and then just micromacrame off of it. Victoria, good morning, lovely. She says, morning, ladies. One of the chains on a large department was £15.95, exactly the same. Thank you for that. And well worded, by the way, because otherwise we get in trouble if we were to name that department store. We'd get into trouble. But yes, pretty much all sold out. Well done. Now, are we doing the rose gold colour? Now, I do think that the people that have got the gold will want to be getting the rose. It's really on trend at the moment, rose gold, isn't it? It is, and I mean you could put the two together. You could wear the two together. Yeah. Shall I hold them on the back of the hand together? Wear them at different lengths, because you've got that extended chain. You could have one at the 16-inch length and one at 18-inch, so it's got that layered up look. Look at this. Oh, look at that lovely surface lustre as well. Fabulous. Of course, you're getting all three as well. Exactly the same dimensions, exactly the same length. And yes, you are getting all three. Again, I'll turn one of these round so you can actually see the connector as well. Will go amazingly actually with some of the kits inspiration that we've got coming up a little bit later on. We've got lots of jump rings coming up as well. Lots of wire, obviously. We've got Fleur and Claire in. And there's always gemstones which will complement your rose gold, because it is a really warming colour. Really warming colour. And again, holding that out, you can easily sew onto the chains. Got to bring the price in, because already, oh gosh, look. The call screen to girl, can you see that? It's a flurry of activity this morning, jewellery makers. Lovely to have your company. 15, down to 15, down to 10. We can't keep up. It's going to be an on and gone opportunity. Well done. I did try and give you a heads up in the fact that these are popcorn necklaces are one of our most popular that we've ever brought. And you can see why, can't you? They're very luxurious, very high-end. Well done, well done. Okay, shall we do the kit? Should we do our first kit? Now, our Fleur. You're not nervous, are you?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be, because your work's amazing.
Well, can I just say before we start that I went to a grammar school. Claire went to Hogwarts, okay? Because obviously all wire workers, they went to Hogwarts for witchcraft, wizardry and wirework.
Right.
It just didn't make it into the films. And the pliers that they use aren't pliers, they're wands. Okay, so Hermione here, I haven't got magic pliers, so my wirework's not as good.
It's
because I went to the wrong school.
Beautiful.
Do you know, Fleur is really doing this. You're so funny. She's really doing herself injustice because it is amazing the pieces that you've actually created. Fleur, you want to see my wire work and then honestly be okay, yeah, actually I'm really good at this. Yeah, if I then tried wire weaving, I just can't get it. Anyway, that's the whole point of the challenge weekend.
Yeah.
You know, just to step outside of our comfort zone, etc. Now, love this kit, and there's oodles of wire. Well, that's one good thing. Is Fleur, you weren't hindered by the quantity in any way, shape or form, were you?
No, and the gauges are absolutely brilliant to work with as well. So especially for a beginner like me, they're really easy to work with.
Now, I'm going to start with the wire. Now, as we've mentioned it, you've got 4 spools, but they are, as you can see, lots, with all the different variations. Starting with your 0.25, you've got 100 millimetres of your 0.25, which is the finest gauge that you get from, sorry, 100 metres rather. What did I say, 100 millimetres? Sorry, that's not going to get you very far, is it? 100 millimetres. That's not that will actually have your hands tied behind your back when they stop and you're doing creating your pieces. Now I can't remember the last time I actually saw 0.25 in silver.
Not that amount, no.
It's been a while, isn't it? Beautiful as well. So this is for the very intricate weaving, isn't it, Claire?
Yes.
Fleur.
Yeah.
Claire.
Yeah.
Fleur.
Yeah.
I don't know who to ask.
Hermione will answer all the questions on wirework. I'll just show you.
Yeah, you get a really, really beautiful. I think you get a different sort of lustre if you weave with the 0.25. So yeah, but also it's going to go through all your gems as well. So that's a really good.
And you can use it as a beading thread essentially, can't you? Yeah. But you've also got now this is like gold dust. It's already going, this kit, by the way. I'm going to say it and then watch the phone lines light up. I tried to get hold of this the other day and it had sold out. As a member of staff, I can't even buy it. Shush, Eleanor, get on with it. 0.4. Shush, Eleanor. 0.4 silver wire. And the 0.25, by the way, only available in this kit. Only available in this kit if you're dialing through right now. But then you have your 1 millimetre, 10 metres of, and then you have your 0.8 millimetre. So you've got all the essentials that you need for wire working. This is 130 metres of wire. By the way, what you're seeing on your screen is the should-be price. Not our closing price. In fact, it's not going to be anywhere near that. So you've got your 0.25, just to recap, your 0.4, your 0.8 and your 1 millimetre wire. So perfect for your structures, perfect for your weaving. You'll see the pieces that Fleur has created in just a few moments time as well. But also beautiful genuine gemstones, and it's called intricate flowers, and I think these are perfect gemstones for flowers, aren't they? I'm going to start with the peridot, just because I haven't seen peridot in a long time. And this shape is so sweet. They're like top drilled drops. So yeah, lovely little buds maybe, or little tiny leaves, just for adding those sort of added sense of intricacy, I suppose, hence the name. But then, like gold dust, these are so sought after by you. Your calla lilies, carved calla lilies in rose quartz. I love this combination. The pink and your chartreuse green works amazingly against one another. Then let's add to the luxury. We've got a big long strand, and it is a long strand of beryl, which comes in, let me see, 29 centimetres from your morganite tones. You've even got elements of the canary, kunzite sort of hues coming through, aquamarine, obviously, your goshenite and your heliodors. So a real combination of your pretty pastels should be, for all of the wire, 3 strands of very beautiful high-end gemstones with your gemstone carving, beryls, of course, exceedingly sought after, with clarity like so. All of the structure wire, all of the weaving wire should be £45.15. Get ready for this, because your little digits are going to be punching those numbers in on the phone lines pretty quickly as soon as you see this price. £24.95. I know I say it every single time, and you're probably going to say it in unison with me. But can you remember the days when 100 metres of wire used to be in excess of £20? Okay, so this is 0.25. Maybe it was about, what, 17?
Yeah. Yeah, probably about £17, yeah.
Yeah, for just this one. Because it's a smaller gauge, it might be a little bit more affordable. But you've got 30 metres here of your 0.8, your 1 mil, and your 4 mil, and all of your gemstones on top of that as well.
And shaped gemstones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're carved.
So you don't really, you know how you were talking with the popcorn chains?
Yeah.
You could just add one of those, couldn't you? And that's
it.
your work done there.
That
so
is
you know,
literally-
that's wonderful, wonderful price.
I love that shot that we were just looking at, because we were right up close to those calla lilies, and you could really see the sheen, you know, the glossiness of those gemstones. I love that, don't you?
They look beautiful, don't they?
And that beryl's amazing too, isn't
The
it?
beryl's my favourite strand.
Is it?
It is, because you get the pinks that are there are so pink. There's such definition between each colour, because sometimes, I mean, a couple of years ago when we got strands of beryl, it was very difficult to see which ones were the aquamarine-esque blues.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
one were
they were merging, weren't
yeah, whereas these are very, very definite.
Yeah, you can see the distinction of colours between them as well. Kim's agreeing with you there, Fleur, as well. It's her favourite as well. And that aquamarine, look at the aquamarine blues here. Real depth of colour within. Very popular, loads of you getting involved. I'm not surprised in the least. I mean, great for all types of jewellery. I've always been a little bit of a pastel girl. I like the sort of pastel pretty tones, especially as we come into sort of the spring and summer months. So this is a kit which is right up my street. But then team it with the most popular colour of wire. Would you say that it is the?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because it goes with everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And most people really, they like
Yeah,
silver.
because we'd say normally gold, silver, or your coppers or your antique bronze would be our most popular. But I think out of all of those, silver's the most popular. And you're right, yeah, it does go with so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I know from with the jump rings, I get more questions about when we've got silver jump rings coming in rather than any other colour. Silver's the one that everybody wants. I think it's the safest colour as well. If you're making for presents, silver's quite a safe colour.
I'd agree with you there, and it tends to be the colour which is the most complementary of skin tones as well, because I mean I used to say once upon a time I don't wear yellow gold because I think it washes me out. Now I really like yellow gold. I mean, you do change obviously as you get a little bit older, but I still wear silver, still wear your white gold colours as well, because it does complement all different tones, whether you're fair, whether you're dark, whether you're olive skinned, either or. Look at the quantity, absolutely plummet. Should be over £45 and then some. And 15 pence to be exact. Today, £24.95. Now we're going to go over to the wonderful Fleur and Claire. I'm going to bring my cup of char with me as well, if you don't mind. Shimmy over, or I should say waddle over. Mike's directing me today, and he was like, Elle, can you stand in between the girls? And I was like, well, put the widest one in between them, why don't you? The widest one. I'll keep walking. Mike, I'm only joking. I'll keep walking. All right, girls. This is good, isn't it? I tell you what, I feel the need to do a Charlie's Angels kind of stance.
Yeah, shall we? Which one? Do we have
that
to go like that?
Yes. Charlie's Angels. I don't know if we passed for that, do you?
I know I'm a bit old for Charlie's Angels.
I think we are. Hey, it's just a number. It's just a number.
Yeah.
You've been busy, and please tell us about your experience.
Right. This is the first time I've ever done any intricate wire work. So I have done wire work as such in the past, so little bits of wire work, but mainly more structural wire work. I've never done any intricate wire work. So I started out making these flowers about a week ago, and I carried on making them, and I did get progressively better as I went along. But I had an X Factor styly final.
Elimination.
Yeah, I had an elimination round yesterday.
Tell everybody about your elimination, because this is quite funny.
So I made 20 flowers, and I needed 5 for my pieces. So I had, like I say, an X Factor elimination round, and I just a boot camp, and I just eliminated the rubbish ones, and then the medium ones, and the ones that were okay. And yeah, they had to tell me why they wanted to come on the show today.
Fair enough. They're
They're beautiful.
amazing.
Absolutely beautiful.
I mean, Claire, as the wirework expert, I think she's really doing herself injustice now, isn't she?
Massively. They're good. I mean, look at this. Absolutely beautiful.
Incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. You're being really too hard on yourself.
I think the thing is with chainmail, when you come from a chainmail background, everything's perfect right from the very start. And what I couldn't understand was I had to go through a messy phase before I got to the finished product, and that's where I've struggled. Because
you are quite an organised person, aren't you, generally? You do like...
Yeah, I like it to be neat right from the very beginning. And I couldn't understand that I had to get through the messy part before I got to the finished product.
So it really was a challenge for you?
It really was, yeah, it really was a challenge, yeah. I've had lots of sleepless nights and lots of nightmares about wire, and I didn't like wire very much before. And yeah, these may be the last flowers that you ever see me ever create.
No.
Because they've given me such... I've really beat myself up about them.
Well, I could see by your face when I came into the studios this morning, you were like, oh, but I keep saying I think they're amazing, and if you were to put my work next to it, then believe me, you'd be thinking, oh, actually, I'm really, really good at this. But I'm incredible, and it goes to show. I mean, this is challenge weekend, so everybody, give it a try. If you think you couldn't create that, that's the whole idea of this weekend.
Yeah, and you know, you do have to make your beginning ones, and just keep looking back and saying that's where I started, and now this is where I finished. So you keep those ones as a reminder of what they were like before, because it is difficult. It didn't come easy to me. It wasn't an easy medium for me to take on.
Yeah.
As in, it didn't come naturally. But yeah,
Are you proud? I think you should be really proud.
Yeah, the ring I like, because I never make rings, and I actually managed to make the ring shank and everything. And I like the little calla lily one on the end. I like that one.
I think you've done amazingly there. I think you've done really fabulously. Every single piece of that you've made there, Fleur, I would definitely wear. Now, I'm really excited to get into the demonstration, but before we do, what is... definitely within your comfort zone is amazingly beautiful pearls.
Are they freshwater culture pearls?
Are
they?
But you're also getting, is it the 2 strands of your French wire? This is all you need, basically. Yeah. And you do a workshop, don't you, Fleur?
Yeah, I do, yeah. There's I do a pearl knotting workshop. And I've got one on Tuesday, actually, and then there's one in April as well. So if you do want to pop along and learn how to...
You know what, I'm going to look at the dates of that, because I need to come along. I've got loads of pearl strands at home that I need to be knotting. But do you know, this is a really, really unique pearl, as in colour, isn't it? Yeah. It's got a really... The pearl essence is a real high shine of pink, and you'll know straight away when I show it to you, you'll recognise it. It's a lovely, bordering on peach.
Yeah, it's like... It is more, peachy gold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rather than a white, 9 by 10 millimetres, you get the thread as well. So this is everything that you need to create a very, very, very high-end piece of jewellery. And obviously a clasp, a sterling silver clasp then. I've not seen these pearls before. I've not seen the thread before, because this actually does come, if I turn it over, with the needle attached. So no fiddly, trying to sew it through. Nope. It's all done for you?
It's all done for you.
And that's more than enough in terms of length there as well?
Yeah, you could do the whole necklace, and then you'd have enough for another necklace or 2 bracelets left over. So, because you get, I think it's about 2 metres on your card, and these cards are what the professionals use. So these is what, if you take your pearls to be restranded at a jeweller's, they will use this griffin cord. This is the one that everybody uses. Yeah,
it's for stringing pearls and beads, but generally it's your high-end pearls. But I'm in love with that colour. Yeah. I'm in love with that colour of pearls. It's just so lovely. And I do not need any more pearls, but I'm still going to be buying this as well. All you need, basically. So again, if you've never knotted pearls before, there are workshops. We've also got tutorials available on our website, haven't we? So you could, is that with you, Fleur, as well?
There's quite a few of us that do pearl knotting. So Jan's done pearl knotting before, Helen has, I have, I think Linda has. The last time I did pearl knotting was on the vintage weekend on the Friday.
There we go. So you can look on YouTube as well, can't you?
Yeah.
And if you've got the pearl knotting tool, then all the better.
Yeah, you can
basically.
use pearl.
But you don't need it. This is basically all you need in a clasp. Now, should be over £20, but today, what? Claire has just got inspiration here.
It's just because of all those colours.
£17.95. I agree, Claire.
That would be, you know, there, because you've got all the different colours, haven't you, in the...
Oh,
that'd be
the
gorgeous.
perfect pastel palette, that, isn't it? Absolutely. Can I just put that down for a minute? Because I think that's spoiling the overall look here. I mean, the black you won't see, will you? You'll just see little flashes of it with the knotting. If you do knot it, or you might just restrand it like so. How beautiful is that? Totally agree, Claire. That
It'd be a lovely
really
addition,
works.
wouldn't it? To the, I mean, it'd be wonderful as it is, but if you've got the kit as well with all
This, if you've just tuned in, this barrel is available within the kit as well, and all the wire and everything else that you get alongside that as well. Love this colour, and I'm going to be joining you, stock permitting, just because it is that lovely, elegant peachy hue, and the pearlescence is a really definite, probably some of the strongest tones that I've seen come through from this gem.
I can see all sorts of colours, even greens coming from there as well, greens and pinks coming from that pearlescence.
Yeah.
And they're not round, but you know, from where I'm stood here now, they could pass us nearly round. Those.
Absolutely. Well,
and they've got no flaws on them. They're
well,
stunning.
my eye doesn't really pick up a millimetre, especially if it's around, you know, if it's actually been worn.
Yeah.
I don't really go, oh well, look, they're not quite perfectly round.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even if it does, so
it proves that they're natural.
Exactly, they are genuine gemstones. Thank you, everybody. Well done. Stay on those phone lines now. Look, let's see, Claire's still smitten
They
by
are
them.
amazing, yeah.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah. And when you knot in between them, you'll gain about an inch worth of the length of the necklace, so you can afford to take those last two off and have them as earrings.
Yeah, I was about to say they'd look amazing on some rose gold as well, wouldn't they?
Beautiful, yeah.
Amazing on rose gold.
Gorgeous.
Right then, drum roll please, because it is our Fleur's first demonstration. And which one are you going to demonstrate? Well, not first demonstration, but in why you've been around for quite a while now, haven't you, honey?
No, not doing this. This is like my very first show again.
Which one do you demo?
Demonstrate how I actually formed the flowers to start with, and then
because they're the same, aren't they? As
yeah,
the
they're
ring?
all the same. Yeah. No, I struggled the way that Claire shows how to make flowers when she goes around a mandrel and then spreads it all out. So I did it this way because I found it a lot easier to do it this way. So whichever way you find easier, it's always nice to know different ways of making flowers and different elements of your jewellery anyway. So I'm going to start with a 1mm wire. Now you can use the 0.8 as well, so the 1mm or the 0.8 is absolutely fine for making the base of your flower. Now the way that I make them is I tend to make like a little comb, if you like, with lots of points on them. So I'm going to show you how you're going to actually create this sort of look, and then how we connect it together, and then the basics of starting the weaving, which is what it's all about. Okay, so Hermione will jump in if I get it wrong.
You're doing really well.
I love this nickname. I love this nickname.
And I do.
Should we do a Harry Potter style show?
We should do. And like I said, my pliers aren't magic. I should have borrowed Claire's. So what I'm going to do is start with, I'm going to work off the reel, because then it limits the amount of waste that you're going to get at the end. But if you do need to cut little bits off, they're really good to make into jump rings, to connect it all together, or, you know, for your earrings, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, I'm going to make a little loop on the end of my wire. So near the top of my round nose pliers, I'm just going to pop a little loop onto the end, and that's where I'm going to attach my inner wire to pull it all together as a flower. Now Claire and all the guest designers always say to warm your wire up, and it really does help to run your fingers along the wire and straighten it out. You can use your nylon jaw pliers as well, because this wire's it's beautiful to work with. It's so supple and fluid, but it's fine with your normal pliers and with your nylon jaw pliers. So I'm now going to move to my flat nose pliers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it this way so I can see. I'm going to gauge how long I want each petal to be. So where I make my first bend in this wire is how long each petal will be, so depending on how big you want the flower. So I'm just going to pop my pliers in and just bend the wire over and bring it all the way down to meet the bottom. So I've got my first little loop there, if you like. Now what I need to do is I want 7 petals on my flower, so I need to make 7 of these. Now I'm now going to go back in with my flat nose pliers, and bearing in mind that at the bottom of the flat nose plier has to be level with the loop that I've already created there. So these petals have to be virtually the same size. So I make a bend in the wire and go back up, so following the route of where I've just come with the first wire, again in at the top, bend it around, and you're going to do this for all 7 of your petals. So rather than watching me do all this for 7, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move on to the one that I've done, but quite quickly you can create the base. So another good thing that you could do is I cut a piece of wire, how long I wanted each petal, and I put the wire next to it, yeah, so I got each one absolutely perfectly level. If you do get one that's slightly longer, flowers aren't naturally symmetrical anyway, so it doesn't really matter. On the necklace there, the top one's got that petal's a little bit longer, and all I did was just use that as the connecting petal, so it sort of like elongated the look of it.
And it's a bit like, you know, we are our own worst critics, aren't we?
Yeah.
You'd spot that. We spot our mistakes.
Yeah,
it's like I've been
it's
decorating the baby's room. I notice sort of where I've got paint somewhere, but nobody else will. Are they? Nobody else is going to notice that. We are our own worst critics.
Yeah, we are. So what I've done is, if I just straighten all that back out again, you can see. So all I've got now is a series of 7 little loops. So I just count along the points at the top, and I've got 7 loops there. Now I'm going to start to form this round. On the end, sorry, I should just say, I've popped another little loop on the end there, just so I can connect both ends of wire together. Now what I'm going to do is start to form this around into a circle. Now it doesn't matter again if these go a little bit out of sync or they're not as perfect as they should be. That's it. So I'm just moving that all around. So I've got a basic flower shape there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, you can see now that both my circles, both my loops have sort of married up now, so they're both one on top of the other. I'm now going to move to my 0.4 wire. Now I used 0.4 rather than the 0.25 because this was a little bit stronger, because I was a little bit heavy-handed when I was making these. As I got better, I started to move to the 0.8 and the 0.25.
Now would you say, and I'm asking both you ladies obviously with your experience, which is easier? So for the very beginners?
For me, for the very beginning, the 1mm wire was easier to work with because I didn't pull it out of shape as easy.
And the weaving?
And with the 0.4 because it built up faster.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree, absolutely agree that I think with the 0.4, it's a lot more manageable. You'll get different results, lovely results, but definitely more manageable. So if you're starting with the 0.4, but also if you've got 0.8 and that's what you want to have your structure with, if you give it like a light hammer, not a really heavy one, because then obviously you change it from a round wire to flat, which can make it a little bit harder to weave around, but it will just give you a little bit more strength.
Right, there we go.
Okay, so
lovely.
What I've done is I've just taken a small bit of 0.4 wire, and these small bits that you cut off at the end of your petals, they're perfect for just using it as your base to pull this flower together, okay? So all I've done is taken a small section, and you don't need very much, and what I'm going to do now is going to weave in and out of each petal to pull it closer together and to stabilise, because this is all still very loose. It needs to actually be a lot more stable. So how I do that is I'm going to go under the first petal, and I'm going to go over the second. So it's a little bit like a weave in itself. So I'm going to go under and over and under. Ah,
now you don't do everyone individually.
No. And if you've got an odd number, if you go around twice, it will collect each petal, okay? So I've come back to the beginning now. So now, where I went under the first one, I'm now going to go over the first one. So it just naturally follows on. If you've got an even number of petals, you only collect every other petal. You have to stop and then go the other way to collect them all. So all I'm doing is just weaving.
So there's benefits to using odd numbers as well?
Odd numbers as well, yeah. I found that was the easiest way, and it sort of like comes from chainmail, because when you use odd numbers in chainmail, it always ends up on a single. So if you're tapering down a chainmail weave and you use an odd number, it comes down to a natural point. So I just sort of like thought about how I would do it if it was chainmail, and that's why I decided on the 7. So as you can see now, it's actually holding together. Really, it's not moving now at all.
Can we hold that up like that? So that's anchored it all together.
Anchored it all together. So it still doesn't look like a flower, but that's okay. We're going to just go around now and make those.
So this was the part where you were probably tearing your hair out right now,
Yeah, so
because you're
is,
thinking,
yeah,
this is against is
Yeah.
against Fleur's
Yeah.
nature.
It does. It goes against everything that because now, like you say, it looks nothing like a flower. And
It
I kept
does.
thinking, how on earth could I get that to look like a flower now? So I'm just going to finish that a little bit off. I'm just going to sew it into the middle. So now that's all finished off and all neatly, well, it's not very neat because it's all going to get covered up in a minute anyway. I'm just going to take my cutters and just cut off those two ends. So my first bit, and always leave that little tail on right to the very end so you know that you don't need it anymore. And just be careful when you're cutting the wires, because I did make quite a few mistakes and cut the wrong wire, and yeah.
Can you imagine?
So yeah, it was.
I bet you.
I bet the air was blue.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Was your husband in the house?
No, thank goodness. No. And there's. I've got a
With the
bin in my
children?
workshop. No, thank goodness. The dog knows more words now than it really should.
Yeah, I can just imagine.
But I usually empty my bin once every couple of weeks in my
Yeah.
workshop. Yeah, it's completely full.
It was like a
It's completely full
cartoon,
of
was there?
wire.
Was steam coming out your
Yeah.
ears?
And where I sat was just like a halo of silver wire.
I know, this is
Just
meant
very
to be
odd.
enjoyable. Jewellery making is meant to be enjoyable.
I did enjoy it once I got to the point where I could actually make the actual finished pieces of jewellery, but when I got to this part, so yeah, I got to this part and I thought, still doesn't look like a flower. But then it will do in a minute, so don't worry.
It's
So
like everything. When you're learning
It's-
something
yeah.
new, then you have to go through that pain
Yeah, you
threshold
do.
to a certain degree,
you do.
don't
And,
you?
you know, it is all a learning curve, and you know, once I'd done a few, then I sort of like found not shortcuts but faster ways to do little bits, and thought, yeah, I could do it like that. So I did make it hard for myself to start with, but by the end of the 20th flower, I was I quite.
Fair play.
I got my
10
head
out of
around
10
it a
for
bit.
perseverance and everything. Now, before we go any further with the actual weaving, which I'm really going to be engrossed in because it's something I struggle with greatly, I just can't seem to get it symmetrical. So I'm going to be really watching how Fleur has done this. I want to bring in this opportunity because it'll work wonderfully with this wire. Not only are they the perfect shape and size and facet, but they are, of course, that monochromatic combination, which is always amazing. So again, just imagine Fleur's designs. Imagine any of the pieces, literally, and maybe some of these black quartz dotted within, maybe in the heart, or just instead of the peridot, or instead of the beryl that you've got here. And so it's a fabulous alternative to spinel or onyx or jet, because it has got still that high shine, that beautiful exterior luster. So I'm just thinking with this necklace piece, which is my favourite, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, that's my favourite. Because you can really see the flowers and the wonderful, you know, the skill that you've incorporated. So just imagine these with the sort of black around the outside, or the ring that Claire's trying on right now.
I think I'd put them, in the middle of...
in the centre of that.
They'd match my top, actually, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
It'd look amazing. Ah,
Just a
see,
few of
that's
them.
incredible.
It's wonderful, absolutely
It's rather
wonderful.
large. I haven't mastered the skill of making the flowers smaller yet.
It's a statement ring, isn't
Nothing
it?
wrong with large,
No.
nothing wrong with a statement ring at all. This is sparkle, sparkle. Yeah, you don't need a couple, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
In the centre there. And you can really see that lustre coming off as well. Of course, a rondelle can be kind of sewed through the centre, couldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've sewn the beryl into the flower on the bracelet. You could quite easily sew these into the actual petals themselves.
And use your 0.25 wire?
0.25 wire, yeah, that's
or
what I
your
use for those
0.4?
one. Or your 0.4, yeah, you could use either of those. But I'm also thinking with the pearls as well, because you've got the black cord, you could the black silk, you could alternate them and knot in between each one as well.
See, Fleur.
That
This is
just
why you're a
elegant.
guest designer. It really, yeah, exactly. Look how high end that is with the black silk.
Yeah.
Just
That would be-
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, with the gold as well. That would just be a real showstopper.
Would you alternate them? Just literally dot a few in between?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Love that. What about you, Claire? What
I think
you
I
do
would,
with them?
yeah, because to me that's sort of the ultimate glamour, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got your pearls and then you've got your black sparkles, so yeah.
I love it. Do you know what? I'd even go as far just one or two of them dotted in there would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or even just one of the pearls.
I was going to say just one pearl in the middle of one necklace, and then alternate it for the other ones. Just put a couple of black rondelles in the middle of the pearl necklace.
Yeah, fabulous. Now, you've got 35 centimetres on each strand and 2 strands of, totalling 70 carats of your lovely rondelles, which do measure from 3 to 2 millimetres. And it's $6.95. I mean, this is a stash essential, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about how it goes with the kit and and how it goes with the pearls, but we could go on about the popcorn necklaces earlier on. We could talk about the French wire.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any bundle or strand that we're bringing today
that they won't go. I'm just looking at the those beautiful large gemstones on the end of the
the
T-bar as
Amazonite.
well. Yeah, that'd look amazing
would
together.
look incredible with these as well. That's a gorgeous
And
sparkle.
with the calla lilies. I've got some more calla
And
lilies
with
here.
the calla lilies.
You could actually put some in the middle of the calla lilies like I've done with the necklace, and the earrings.
Shall I pop one of those? So you're thinking sort of suspending one?
Yeah, so like the middle of the flower, like the stamen of the flower.
Yeah, that's a really nice
some
idea. And
wire.
again, you'd only need a couple, wouldn't you?
you need a few. They're amazing. But again, stacker bracelets. You pop them all on some memory wire or some elastic and just had them as stacking bracelets.
Absolutely
would
perfect.
be- yeah,
and maybe
that
a couple
would
of
be
your
useful.
spacer beads, which I know we've got coming up as well. Well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. $6.95 only. Stash essentials, basically, aren't they? Right,
Okay.
weave in.
So we're now going to make our petals into flowers. So we're now going to make these little elongated flowers, petals, into proper petals. So what
Looks
we're going
like
to
a
do,
daisy.
It does look like a daisy actually, doesn't it? So you could do your different flowers, but I'm going to use my flat nose pliers. I'm going to go right into the middle of one of the petals and I'm going to open it up. And just by doing that, you can see that it starts to make it into more of a diamond shape. So I'm just going to go in again,
So just closed.
closed, and then just open them up. And as you can see now, it's starting to fill the gaps. So where the petals were a little bit sparse, we just go around and do them all at the same sort of point. So when that one's just moved over a little bit, because it's wire, you can just pop it back into place and just keep going round until you've got all your petals nice and open. And if you try and do it each at the same point all the way around, you'll get the same sort of look. So you won't get some that are pointed a little bit further.
That's a
So
really
now-
nice uniform way of doing it.
Are you going to nick my
I
idea?
might do, yeah, I might.
Are you stealing my idea
I
already?
think so, yeah.
See? This is what... Now, girls. No, we're not even an hour into the show. But yeah, no, I like that. We're getting inspiration
Yeah.
from each other.
Yeah.
It's
different ways of
for
doing
me.
it.
It was just the way that I could get them more uniform, so my brain could cope with having to wire wrap them, neatly.
Again, you're used to uniformity, aren't you?
I'm used to it being all uniform. So what I did is I went along and I made them all the same, because once you got in the swing of it, making them, rather than wrapping this one now and then starting another one, I did all my flower skeletons, if you like, first, and then I wrapped them all, and that's when then they went to boot camp. So now what I'm going to do is, because they still don't, although they look like diamonds, they still could look like a little bit more flower. So what I did then is I just went into the end of the, with my round nose pliers, the end of one of the petals, and just bend it in a little bit. So it just gave it more of a petal shape. So it's just got a little tiny indent there.
See, the smallest detail make all the difference, don't they?
I think you do this, don't you, Claire?
Yeah.
I know I've nicked it from somewhere. It weren't my idea.
I think Karen does as well.
Karen does as well. And I think Gemma does as well.
Yeah.
So now I've got my basic flower shape. So now I can get onto my weaving.
Weave in.
So what you need to do your weaving, what I use is my 0.4. Now you only need about 30 centimetres per petal. That is far too much, but for me it was easier to weave with more wire than it was with less, because when I got to the very end, because you've work hardened it a little bit as you keep going through, the end bit was a little bit too difficult for me to keep weaving, so I used more than I needed, hence why the halo of silver
And it's not
wire
like you
around
have
me.
to be, conscious about the quantity. You've got plenty,
You've
haven't
got
you, within this
plenty in there,
kit
you've got
as well.
plenty in there. So the middle bit here is going to get covered up with our spiral at the end, so don't worry about that. So that's where I anchored on this wire. So you just choose a petal, we'll go for that petal there, and what I'm going to do is pop my wire through, and I'm just going to pop the wire actually anchor it onto the actual petal itself. So I'm just going to go around 3 times. Now what Claire always told me when I was speaking to her is make sure you only work with the first sort of inch of wire. So don't try and weave right at the very end, because then you won't get your wraps nice and neat. And that really helps. My first couple, I was right at the end and almost like sewing like it was a needle. So sewing around.
That might be my issue as
and
well.
that's where I was getting these lumps on the side. I was thinking it's not very neat.
It's because it's not thread. It's not made up in in the same way as a fabric. So with a fabric, you could do that because nothing, it's going to come out straight again. Whereas if it's the wire, you're going to be getting so many kinks, and you need to. You talk about like the length of your wire. A lot of that is to do with the tension as well. So if you've got enough, you've got a good tension, which will give you neater results.
So all I've done is I've popped it onto the right-hand side as I'm looking at it. So the right-hand side of this petal. I'm going to go underneath and just around onto the opposite side, just to anchor it basically onto the other side as well. So exactly the same. Now, if you want, you can weave the end through and then hold it closer, but I found if you just bent it and popped it through the middle, you could then keep hold of it tighter. And then with my index finger, really pushing it down every single time. So I've just gone through
looks
twice.
so professional to me.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, bless you, thank you. So now I've gone round this side twice. I'm now going to come underneath my wire, and I'm going to come back over the top of my right-hand wire. So again, just bending it through. So I do one full rotation on the right hand wire and push it down, and then I do half a rotation on that wire again. But instead of coming back round and coming out over the top, I'm now going to push that down. I'm now going to come across the gap and up and over the other one. Now what I tended to do is don't try and pull this wire tight, because that's when you start to distort the shape. So the tightness, the neatness and the tightness came from the wrapping around the wire rather than pulling it across the gap. So let it just sit across the gap nicely, and then you can push it down and get that nice uniformity in there. So I've gone all the way around once, pop it down through the middle again and through, and now the wire's coming underneath again. So I'm now going to go over the top of this wire and down. And you keep going all the way. Now, I tried to do it quicker. I tried to think, oh, I've got it now. And my gaps got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it became more gappy. You just have to take your time and just treat each wrap as an individual wrap rather than each petal as an individual petal.
Would you say a wire wrapping and wire work generally is more of a... You have to have more patience.
Yeah, you do. You have to have patience with it. And also,
maybe that's why it's not my thing. So I'm not a patient person.
You get into the rhythm of it, and it is quite therapeutic. It's like chainmail. This part, once I got my head around the fact that I had to push each one down, it is a little bit like chainmail. As it is, it's very zen-like. It's very therapeutic because you're just doing the same all the way along. So you just basically going up. Now when you get to this area here, so the widest part, that is where, so the first half there is the easiest part.
Can you just hold that up to camera so we can zoom in on your wonderful work?
There you go.
There
How
you go.
neat that is.
It is ever so neat, just like a figure of eight basically,
It's just a
isn't
figure
it?
of eight, yeah, that's all it is. And as long as you go under one side and over the other, you'll get that cross in the middle.
Yeah.
And when you get to the widest point on your petal, so here, so this part here is quite easy up to this widest point because it's naturally pushing down.
Yeah.
When you get to this part here is where it gets a little bit more difficult, as in you're decreasing each side. So instead of trying to pull it really tight and distorting it, because what it will do is it will naturally want to come to the smallest point on the wire. So every time you wrap it around, it'll want to push up. So you have to keep pushing every single wrap down. So every time you do that wrap, it's always pushing it down. Now when you get to this point here, if I just wrap that around there, if I just go up to there a little bit, and I can just show you.
Just imagine that we're up there.
So when I get to this point here, because I've gone past that widest point, so I'm going to go around and through and across. Now, can you see how it's wanting to go up to the point here? So you actually have to, using your opposite index finger, hold it in place. So hold it with your nail or your finger, hold it in place, just sort out the wire. So the less kinks you can get in the wire, the easier it is to work with. So I've got my first wrap in place, and now I'm going to come around again and go through. But if I let go of that wrap, it's going to want to go again to that.
It's going to slide upwards.
So it's going to want to go to the smallest point, if you like.
Okay.
So I'm just going to sort that bit out.
Whilst you're doing that, my lovely, we've got loads of text messages coming in, needless to say. We can't show them all, obviously, in the essence of time, but we will make sure that Fleur does get them. Now, let me see, Dawn in West Yorkshire saying, ladies, this is awesome. We all go through it. And it gives people confidence to see the experts learning. Thank you, JM. I totally agree. Absolutely agree.
It really does.
Wendy in Berkshire saying, hi girls, Fleur, I think you have done an amazing job. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
So do we. Yes. I think you should.
Thank you.
You in particular are very critical of your work.
Yes, I am.
And I mean that as that's not a criticism.
No, I am very.
That's actually, you know, a real compliment because you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, I just, like you said about when you're painting or whatever you're doing, you'll see those little imperfections all the time, and I am very critical. But like I say, with chainmail, because it all comes out looking so neat straight away, that's where I struggled with this. But I mean, if someone was to say you can never do chainmail again and you have to learn to do this, I think I would get on with it. It
makes a natural progression, I suppose.
Yeah, it is a nice medium to work with. Although I did say to Claire yesterday that I'm never touching wire again, ever. But it's not true. If I did get the chance to do it again, then I would.
I've seen you work with wire before, but this is the first time you've actually really done the weaving side of things.
I've never done any weaving. The most weaving I've ever done is on a small section on a bale, which you can tend to hide the back bit, because when you fold the bale over, the neat bit, which is the bit that goes up to the widest point, looks the neatest. Then when you fold it over the back, you don't see that bit as much.
Well, essentially, that's a bale shape, isn't it? How you would do your bale.
Yes, that's a really good point, actually, isn't it? That is a really good point. So you're gripping as you're progressing down. So, I've literally got time to squeeze one DVD in, if that's right. Do you need to sew a little, weave a little bit more?
I can just
now it is your DVD,
Claire.
Claire.
Who's done that?
Who's done that? Amazing work. I tell you what, that girl should definitely be on Jewellery Maker.
Yeah, not doing chainmail.
Yeah,
because don't forget, our Claire's coming up in literally an hour or so's time, and you're doing the same, role reversal. But this is, your forte, your skill, your DVD, and I absolutely love it, Claire. And it's really taken off with our Jewellery Maker family as well. It's an introduction to wire writing. So I mean, we've all seen those necklaces which have got the personalised names or the individual messages, etc. You can create entire suites with this. I love it. Absolutely love it. Key rings you've got there as well. Now it's approximately an hour long, and you have got yours truly, Claire MacDonald, in your living room, basically, step by step, hand in hand, walking you through how to create wonderful wire writing. There's an introduction. There's the love necklace and ring, the hope necklace, the wire writing key rings, and happy rainbow necklace. Would you say, Claire, this is perfect with the first kit?
Absolutely, because you've got all that wonderful, that 0.8 and that 1 mil wire.
And those are the gauges that you do need, essentially. Once you mastered wire writing one word, I'm guessing it's the same with every other.
Yeah, and with each of those projects, because you can, obviously there's quite a few letters in there and ways to connect the letters. So you can, once you sort of learnt one, you can then sort of put that into and create other other combinations of those.
You could put letters, all of them into one, couldn't you?
You could do, yeah.
All of them
into
longer, What's it? Hope, love, and
happy.
Happy.
There's not a Fleur on there, though.
No.
There's not.
I don't think there's a Claire on there, which makes a change.
Every time Claire does wire writing, she always writes a name, and I always message in going, "Where's mine?"
Yeah,
it's best to be my mate.
It's because I obviously know how to...
She tried to say that she didn't know how to spell it. She tried to say, I don't know how to spell you.
Do you know how to spell Elena?
I did one for you the other day. I did an L ring.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. The other morning. There is photographic evidence.
I'm yet to see this.
From last week.
Yet to see? I'm going to be quiet now then, because I was about to say, where's mine too? There we are, Fleur, I got one.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Let's bring that prize point in. So with the wonderful Claire, you've got your introduction to wire writing, you've got all the gauges if you've got the kit, and it is lovely. I mean, you think about the sort of the famous necklaces which have got the personalised...
Yeah, the names and...
well, names or whatever it might be, messages.
Nice sentiments, yeah.
They are sentimental, aren't they? Right, leave that with you because we want to go back to our lovely Fleur for her to finish off her...
Yeah.
Have you just done this?
No, I did that one just before we came on this one, so that's...
I'm going to hold this up because hang on a second.
Yeah. That's number 21.
Fleur. Absolutely beautiful. And you know, I totally feel your pain. I'm still going through that milestone years on.
It's one of those things, I don't like being beaten by anything. And so if I'd have made 120 flowers, I would have carried on.
What are you doing now?
So what I'm doing now is to cover the bit in the middle. So to cover this little bit in the middle, I've just made a spiral. And if you've never made a spiral, we have got that on our DVD, our Get Started DVD.
Yes.
There's a spiral on there. And there's also on our Facebook, on our websites or on the tutorials, just how to make a spiral. So basically it's just a little loop and then you just keep pushing it around till you spiral it.
And you can do it with your fingers, can't you?
You can do it with your fingers, and we also have tools as well that you can do it with. So you just need to make a spiral big enough to cover the bit in the middle, okay? So what we're going to do now is taking that spiral, if you hold the spiral still, so you just hold the spiral with the end piece of wire coming out, okay? So if you can see there, okay. I'm now going to just pop it up and then over the top. So I've now got the end piece of wire coming up to the top, holding it again, popping it across the end of the spiral. Now you do have to keep hold of that spiral so that all the wire doesn't move. So all I want it to do is to basically come back out in the middle of the spiral here, okay? And now just holding it where I want to bend it again, and like Claire always says, always stabilise the bits that you don't want to move, and then it's so much easier. So now what I've got my spiral on the front. You can see my spiral on the front there, and I've now got my piece of wire onto the back.
And you're going to thread it through?
Just thread it through, and then just wrap it on, and that then covers everything that you need.
Hey, presto. Fleur, do you know what? Perfectly timed, because we are running out of time. Thank you so much, my darling. Wasn't she amazing?
Brilliant.
Now we've got, yeah, give her a quick round of applause.
Yay!
And it is a lovely Claire's turn in the 10 o'clock hour, so don't go anywhere. There's more up after this.
When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
Sapphire is an incredibly important gemstone. It actually comes in a vast array of colours. I think commercially we always think of gemstones like sapphire as being blue, but it is available in pinks, yellows, greens, purples, and even vibrant tones such as orange. Sapphire itself is the birthstone for September, making it a really beautiful, unique gift if you want to personalise your collection. It's also 9 Mohs on the hardness scale, which means it's incredibly durable if you want to wear your jewellery pieces every day. Sapphire has been revered since ancient times for its beauty and its lustre. It's been used from the Middle Ages right through to modern day. Today's modern day piece in sapphire, which captures the nation's imagination, would be the engagement ring given to Princess Diana. That ring is now being worn by Kate Middleton, and we have seen a surge in people buying sapphire as the ultimate love gift.
Welcome back, everybody. Didn't she do well? Yeah. I'm sorry we had to rush you at the end, but we were literally running out of time. We'll give you another little.
Yay!
Fleur has just literally breathed a sigh of relief. Yeah, when we just cut to that short break, Fleur kind of went, and now it's Claire who's like this.
Terrified.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We've got so much to bring you. We've had sellouts already, by the way, so a very busy show. Our deal of the day is absolutely amazing. Now, I know you've seen ruby, emerald and sapphire here at Jewellery Maker probably a few times before. However, this strand, just incredible. Now, just remember these words. Colour is king. When it comes to your coloured gemstones, the more colour saturation, the more valuable. And you know, like when you're in primary school and you start painting, you know, you've got those sort of, what they call the kind of easel style things. You start, your paints are very primary in colour, aren't they? You know, they are the classic primary yellow, green and reds and blues, etc. That is what you're looking for with these gemstones. And this has to be one of the most primary rich, saturated emerald, sapphire and ruby that I've ever brought you. It's coming up at 11 o'clock, incredible, isn't it? Look, the ladies literally to my right have just both gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I've never seen that much of a primary colour. Excuse me. 11 o'clock. I had a little tickle and then Mike went all funny then as well. Sorry about that. No, anyway. Do you know what it is? I've been eating love hearts. Other sweets are available. These are coming up at 11 o'clock, so if you're planning on going outside the door, don't. These are coming up. The girls are absolutely in awe. We've also got beautiful Amazonite. We've got incredible Amethyst coming your way. Right now, we're going to step into the world of our Fleur. Well, and our Claire now, absolutely. Because we're going to bring you the first lot of jump rings. Now, jump rings. Not only are they essential for any kind of jewellery making, they are the bones, the heartbeat of chainmail. Now, these are, did I just hear that rightly? Going to be price slashed for the first time ever. First time ever price slash reduction of your gold-plated sterling silver jump rings. Now, am I right in saying, Fleur, that you can create a Byzantine bracelet with 130, 140 jump rings?
130, 140 jump rings.
What about the, oh, I've forgotten what it's called. That lovely ring, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, the Mobius flower.
That's the one.
Yeah, 3 for the Mobius flower.
You need literally 3.
3 jump
Well,
rings.
you're getting 20 here. Solid precious sterling silver. They have actually been, they are precision sawn, aren't they?
Yeah, these are absolutely precision cut, specifically for chainmail.
Specifically for chainmail. And what makes them so specific?
Because when you cut a jump ring, the thickness of the blade that you use takes out that thickness of metal out of the ring, so out of the circle. So if you take out too much metal out of the circle, it will never go back together as a perfect circle. Although the ends may come back together neatly, it will never be completely round.
Yeah.
So these are that precision cut. They use the blade that's cut them is less than like a millimetre to take out that section of metal. So they are absolutely perfect for chainmail.
Which really does make a difference with chainmail,
Really
because
makes a
this is the
difference.
main feature. You know, it's not gemstones or anything like that. This is what you want. What you need, basically, the quality to be in. Because if you've got a slightly off-centre, off-circle jump ring, I mean, you can get ovals and squares and use them as a design feature, but ultimately you want the perfect rounds, don't you?
If one is slightly misshapen, it will always stand out in that design, so it will always look like it doesn't belong in that design because it's slightly misshapen. So it won't sit as uniform as the others.
Now, almost everybody bar one person has multi-bought. So I'm guessing we've got a lot of chainmail workers watching right now, and you will need to multi-buy. I mean, 20. We've said you can get the Mobius flower, can't you? Out of that.
But with 20, you could do your tau flower, which is an actual flower itself. It uses 19 jump rings, so you've got one left to hang that flower with.
Perfect.
You could do your double cloud cover, which takes 14 jump rings.
I love
you
all
could
the
do
names of these.
a large Byzantine section, just one section, which takes 14 jump rings as well. So, sorry, the double cloud cover takes 12. So you've got lots of scope just with 20. You know, you could create like a nice inch worth of half Persian 4-in-1 with 20 jump rings, and it's enough. Some people don't like the full-on chainmail look. It's enough just to have that section of chainmail look absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, just I've also seen it on watches. They look amazing on watches, and it's not a great length that you're doing there. But of course, this is your precious 925 sterling silver here. We are talking about rare, beautiful, valuable precious metal. Somebody's just bought 10 of these. I'm not surprised. We've got lots of people buying 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s even. I'm going to look at it now and just thinking, yeah, I think there's still only 1 or maybe 2 people now that are actually choosing to buy single opportunities. Hey, listen, that's fine. If you're not a chainmail worker, you might not necessarily need the bigger quantities. If you are a chainmail worker or an aspiring chainmail worker, like myself, and I would have said like Claire, but you're already she's established.
But Claire's used this size in her design.
Right. So is there any benefits to the bigger sizes as well? Because this is 9mm.
They're easier to work with because you can see where each jump ring's going to sit in its design. So you found that was quite
a lot
nice.
Easier, yes, yeah.
To work
a lot
with.
easier.
Yeah.
There we go. Coming from Claire, whose first experience of chainmail is this week. Now we're going to have to bring in that price tag. They're selling out that quickly. Should be solid sterling silver, £7.95. It's never been price slashed before. Look at the average gram weight on the bottom of your screens. 3.90 is the average precision cut jump rings. Absolute essentials. You can't make chainmail without your jump rings. First time ever, £6.95. Now, we don't have to do this because our jump rings always sell out anyway, Fleur, don't they? I mean, even as a guest designer, you struggle to get hold of them.
What I was going to say is, if you stretched all those out, that's quite a lot of wire that's gone into making this.
I bet it is. Well, look at the average gram weight here. Do you know the average ring weighs about 1.5 grams of sterling silver? So you've got well over that, double that in actual fact, and then some. Within these jump rings, we're at just £6.95. Needless to say, I'm looking at 3s. Eileen 3, Kathy 3, Jones multi-bought, Molly's bought 6, Angela's bought 6, Jacqueline's bought 4. Diana buying 10 in London. Yorkshire multi-buying, hello to you, Kent, and there is a reason why people multi-buy. And for those of you that are thinking, watching Jewellery Maker for the first time, going, these are just basically rings. What do they do outside of chainmail, which is a medium? What else can we use them for?
Well, you can't.
Claire?
I don't think you can really make anything without a couple of jump rings at all. I was just thinking, you know, with the really bright, colourful strand, the sapphires, you could just have with that size. If you've got your shepherd's hook, one of the jump rings, and then just one gem hanging from that would be beautiful, really beautiful earrings.
They are kind of like, again, they're essentials to any piece, aren't they?
Yeah.
The finishing of a piece.
Well, they attach, don't they? That's the mechanic. So you can't, you know.
It's like the engine in a car, isn't it?
Yeah. You
absolutely.
can't do without it.
So it's not just your chainmail. You use your jump rings essentially for everything. That's why, without shadow of a doubt, they always sell out, and we're approaching that already. Webinars you will need to check out. I can't emphasize that enough. Honestly, there's so many people on the phone lines, and lots of you already saying, yep, thank you very much, I'll take that, and I'll take it at the first time ever price slash. Fabulous. Now, I have got, it's low in stock, I've got a findings pack to bring you, so it will include your jump rings in there, and because it's challenge weekend, we've got 2 guest designers. First time ever actually I've had 2 guest designers in the studio at any one time. But so I'm gonna ask them as well. Is it all this? Wait, when you said findings, you're not. I think that's an understatement, don't you?
I like the box as well. Did you get the box?
Look at this. All of these little individual boxes. Just like it. Oh, look. Look at all of these, plus the storage box. I'm looking at lengths of chain. I'll try and tilt it right forward, actually. If I put them back in. If I tilt it right forward, you've got all of these lengths of chain, which do include, and in fact, I'll read them for you. 2 round ball chains, and you get 1 metre of that, two of those, so 2 metres in total. 2 metres of your silver plated twisted chain, 2 metres of your oval link chain, 1 silver plated brass twisted rectangular chain, you get 1 silver plated twisted oval link chain, 10 silver plated half moon charms, 10 star charms, 10 heart charms, 10 flower charms, 10 fancy flower charms, 10 shepherd hook ear wires, 50 jump rings, which are 6mm, 50 crimp beads, 50 crimp covers, 250 silver plated crimp beads, another lot there, 2mm, they're slightly smaller, 2 of your ribbon ends with your extender, 2 of your, a different type of your twisted ribbon ends, then you get 2 of another type of ribbon end with your S hooks, by the way. They all come with your S hooks, and another style, basically all different sizes, different designs. And last but by no means least, you have got 10 of your toggle clasps, which are sizable without shadow of a doubt. When we said we were about to bring you findings, I mean, for the meters worth of chain that you've got here, because did we not say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? 10 meters of chain? I'm sure we said that, didn't we? Did we not say 50 jump rings? And all of those charms, which you can see in the centre there, and the storage box, which is invaluable.
That storage box, if you had a craft store, you could put your pieces in there because it's got that window at the top.
Yeah.
You could have pieces in there, and then people could just look through it as well. So if you had your if you had any 9-carat gold pieces or something, you could put it in there so it looks more.
Yeah, absolutely, more luxurious, etc. Yeah, you've got that window again, so reusable there afterwards, and these little individual pots as well. I've not seen these, but it is in a long time. But then Kim was saying to me, well, they are very, very, very low in stock. So do make those confirmations as soon as you possibly can. Coming your way for 490 pieces approximately, £27.95. Now I'm useless at maths, but let me just say, I know it's pence.
Is it half p?
It's 5p? 5p. So wait, hang on a minute.
So the chain's 5p.
That's 5p. For one of our most popular cut shapes as well, the ball chain. And you get 2 meters of that. You get 2 meters of the oval. All of the extenders, all of the charms, 5p, which you can personalise, you can stamp onto as well, you can incorporate. Oh no. I've only done it, haven't I? Girls, I only took...
The one that you can't get back in. They're like magic pots, like
they are,
pots.
aren't they? You kind of like, I got it out, but I can't get it back in now. It's a lot of chain, isn't it? Oh man. Let me just... Well, that tells you. You know, sometimes when you buy something... What are you two giggling at? You know, sometimes when you buy something and you go, I don't know, a certain milkshake spring to mind, and you like hold it up to the light and there's that much missing at the top. Does that not get you riled?
Me. Yeah, it does annoy me. Crisps annoy me like that.
Yeah.
When I open a packet of crisps and there's only 7 crisps
you do
in
feel
there.
robbed, don't you?
I do, yeah.
We don't do that here at Jewellery Maker. We do the opposite, actually. You get it out, you might not be able to get it back in the pot. £27.95 only for all of these beautiful findings. And again, you've got everything you need, ladies, yeah?
Be a nice gift, wouldn't it?
Would be a great gift.
Lovely. Or to take with you, you know, if you've got a long train journey or, you know, some sort of journey or craft stall, take it along with you because you can extend your pieces, you can make pieces while you're there with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Transportable. And of course, they're not going to get knotted and mixed. If you have them just in a loose bag together,
it's a nightmare.
Isn't it? It is a nightmare. Well done. So having organisation, that is key. £27.95 only. Do stay where you are on this phone and do check out. Now, I'm going to be bringing you, for the first time in a long time, DVDs actually. We saw our lovely Claire's earlier on, maybe you're thinking, right, we're inspired, I fancy a challenge as well, like Fleur and Claire. I want to get involved in something which is maybe outside of my usual medium, or maybe you want to start with your jewellery making journey. We've got a lot of new customers joining us, which is fantastic, whether you've sourced us from the Radio Times or all the other magazines which we're featured in currently. The family is building. So our tutorials are absolutely invaluable. I mean, anybody, that is anybody, if it comes up to me and says, I want to start jewellery making, I'm quite creative, or not even says that maybe, I'm creative and I fancy a new hobby, this is straight away what is on the tip of my tongue. Would you agree? Definitely. DVDs?
Yeah, definitely. Without your DVDs, it's, you know, you can look back on YouTube, but these are perfect. You can stop them.
It's a pain though, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't. I was trying to find some of Claire's YouTube, and a few of them hadn't made it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we had a few problems.
Didn't make the grade, did they?
Didn't make the grade, no. Yeah, they deleted them straight away. So it was a bit limited.
Oh, really? So we need more of Claire on our YouTube then,
Yes.
right? Duly noted. Duly noted, we'll have words about
Because
that.
she always laughs, you see, so they just go, oh, we can't put that on YouTube.
Can't put that on, or she comes out, she has an on-air faux pas or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. We all know what Claire's like, don't we? Now you're getting here 2, 4, 6, 7 DVDs. That's 7 hours of tutorials with not just one of our guest designers, multiple guest designers. I'm going to try my very best to figure out whose is whose. So the wire brooches, the Celtic swill butterfly,
Alison Tarry.
This is Alison Tarry, who is in the building right now. Then you also have chips and nuggets with wire. This will be the wonderful Mark Smith. So you get him in your living room as well. Well, not literally, but you know, on your screens. Then we have the infinity pendant.
Laura.
Laura Binding. So far, 3 DVDs, 3 different guest designers. Laura Binding, wonderful. One of our longest standing guest designers. Then we've got Introduction to Cabochons.
Laura again.
Laura again. A lot of people think, how do I start wire wrapping with cabochons? It does tend to be a bit like weaving, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those challenges that we endure. Then we've got Viking Knit. Edition 3, that's Laura Binding. Then we've got your Talk necklace.
Karen.
This is Karen Crawford, or Caron, sorry. Wow, so we're up to 4 guest designers now. And last but by no means least, the Gemstone feature ring.
It's Jan.
Is Jan. So we got 6 guest designers.
I think it's Jan. I'm sure that one's
I think
Jan.
that is Jan, yeah, I think you're right. Yes, because she did the macrame,
Yes,
didn't she, on
yeah.
the side, yeah. Wonderful. Even if you've got a couple of these, swap them. We've got no problem with that. We've even seen them being sold on a very popular auction site. No problem with that whatsoever. If you come to our workshops, bring them with you. If there's one that in particular that you're thinking, well, I've already watched that, I've already got a copy of it, then swap it for one of... We've got... How many DVDs are in our collection now? I think when I used to manage them and when I used to sort of do them with the guest designers, it was about 50.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
every medium as well.
Yeah, exactly. And wire, because I mean these are predominantly your wire work and your Viking knit here as well. So why? Because there's so many different angles, isn't there, Claire, that you can actually go with.
I mean,
wire.
I couldn't have done today. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I definitely couldn't have done any of the work without the DVDs. Because although we spoke on the phone, didn't we? I had the DVD. Stop, start, do a little bit myself.
She had the DVD, I had nothing. Just so you know.
Well, you did well. You did well. I can't wait to show you Claire's as well. So we need to bring this price point in for you. 7 DVDs. I need to get some for my mum actually, because my mum keeps asking me about DVDs. I'm seeing her tonight. Yay! £34.65 apparently is where we should be. Do you know? If you go online, you look at most sort of crafty stores, you'd pay that for one. You know, for an hour-long tutorial. Never mind 7 hours at £14. That's £2 an hour.
That's amazing. That is really good because all of those mediums, take the wire from the first kit, all of those DVDs would use all those gauges of wire, weren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you've got the first kit and that, you're set up then to
what
start
a great
doing.
gift.
That's amazing, that.
Excuse me, what a great gift. Yeah, exactly. If you got the first kit, then you have got pretty much all of the gauges, bar, what was it, the 0.6?
0.6, yeah, and then the heavier ones, I think Alison uses 1.25 for some parts, but
you
again,
could easily use the
1 mil wire, no problem.
And you've got tens of projects within all those DVDs, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, and when you're doing it, so you put then your version onto it as well. So it's just opening up a whole massive area of
Yeah,
jewellery
absolutely.
making, different, you know, different versions.
Well, without reading them all, because I'll be here all day, there's 5 here, let me see, 6 there, so that's 11, another 5 there, where did I get up to? 16, you've got 7 there, so you've got 23, 23, 23, I'll just count them for you, shall I? 23, 29, 29, 29, 34, 34, 38 individual projects across all of these DVDs.
So that could be like a whole craft stand if you're thinking about making a craft, because you've got all those different mediums as well.
Absolutely.
And then you can choose which medium you want to specialise in. So if you are new, you don't know. You might think, oh, I like the look of wire work, but then say macrame might be your thing that you like to do better and what you're got a talent for. So have a go at all the mediums, because you never know which one will click with you.
Yeah, absolutely, because the Viking knit looks very therapeutic, and again, I'm not a great wire worker. However, Viking knits is a little bit easier, isn't it?
It's very, very easy. We've got a tool that helps you to Viking knit as well. So, and I think myself, Laura and Karen do a lot of demonstrations on Viking knit. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's fabulous. But they're all fabulous mediums. They're all, Mark's wire work with wire work and macrame, chips and nuggets one's a brilliant DVD.
Yeah.
Laura's infinity pendant, where you work through the whole pendant by itself. So you get to recreate that one pendant.
This one feature piece, it is amazing. And again, you see this, I've seen this design actually replicated time and time again. Fantastic. And by the way, this DVD that you've got here with the lovely Mark, we've got a perfect strand coming up within the show, actually, brand new premiere coming up, which will look incredible. So hold this DVD in thought if you want to actually start using your chips and your nuggets in a different way. You've got perfect strands coming up later on. Okay, well done. Stay where you are. I need to move on the essence of time, but you have been successful. Now let's stick with the DVD, shall we? And how about our gorgeous I can't see them. Oh yeah, sorry, if I look like a robot, I've pulled that muscle in the back of my neck again.
I've got a dodgy neck, it's terrible. Can't move at all.
Yeah.
You don't realise how much you do turn.
Yeah, I'm a little bit robotic. Now, so anyway, we are going back to chainmail, wonderful chainmail, or rather we're leading towards...
Might start hyperventilating in a minute.
You're all right,
panic.
Claire. You're all right. You're all right,
fine.
Claire. So did you say you had one of these DVDs?
Yeah, I worked from the... Which one did I work from? Pendants.
Okay.
Have you got either of... No?
This is the weaves. This is the weaves.
Yes.
Is this what you work from?
No, that's what I'm going on to next.
On to next,
yes.
fantastic.
Yeah,
so
because I've got all 3.
You've got all 3 of them. Okay, wonderful. And yet you learnt how to chainmail off one DVD.
Yep.
So with our chainmail, you can see, I love the pictures across these as well, all the different links, all the different chains. And I'll read them to you as well, because they sound wonderful, and they are quite historical as well, aren't they? Which, again, Fleur would really get into a conversation with you about. So we've got, start with the European, shall we? The chainmail European weaves. We've got the introduction gemstone spine. We've got the inverted round mail, the European 4-in-1. See if I say this right. The Romanov, the barrels weave. Then on this, the Persian and Japanese weaves, we've got the full Persian, half Persian 3-in-1, half Persian 4-in-1, Japanese flower, Japanese lace. Then you've got your Japanese lattice. So again, 12 different techniques here, 12 different weaves.
Yeah. Over 3 families of weaves, because chainmail tends to sit in families, and they're the 3 historic families, so the 3 that have had historic roots to them.
Can we just briefly, for those that are new to jewellery making, what is chainmail and why is it historical?
So chainmail is literally linking jump rings together, rings of metal together, and that aren't soldered. So the strength comes from linking them together. It's historical because it was armour at some point. So the Persians would use it in their armour. The samurais, which are the Japanese weaves, used it in their armour. We used it in European weaves for what you would quintessentially see a knight. So if you see like a knight in shining armour, they have chainmail around their necks and around their arms.
We regularly, girls, don't we?
Yes.
Regularly see knights in shining armour, don't we?
Not enough.
Not enough with the chainmail. I do feel that as well. Yeah. When Tom and I were actually in Rome, he kept looking at these gladiator helmets. I was like, no, yeah, do it, buy one.
Yeah.
Buy one, darling. No, you definitely should. And then maybe I could have, asked you to commission him a chainmail weave.
Yeah,
as well.
that's it. That's no problem.
Yeah, incredible. Sorry, it's a bit early in the morning for all this, isn't it? I did say, if you put us three together.
Well, Claire did find some lovely pictures online of different elements that chainmail has been used in as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this TV worthy or?
Well, yeah.
No.
They're more bikini type.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm going to be researching that when I come off air then. I bet you're doing it right now. We need to bring that price tag in. Should be £9.90 for 12 of your chainmail techniques. Already lots of you getting involved. Already tons of you there. £4. £4 only. So you've just got, hang on, 7, 8, 9 DVDs for, what was the first one? 18 quid. So it's basically £2 each per DVD each bundle.
That's better. Like you say, they're great as gifts. If you've got a gift cupboard, I'm not that organised that I have a gift cupboard, and I'm the one that runs around. But I know a lot of my friends would like to get into jewellery making.
Absolutely, and gents as well, because this is really popular with the gents, isn't
it? There's more men that make chainmail in America and Australia than there is women. In this country, it tends to be more women, but the gents are sort of like... I have a lot of messages from ladies whose husbands have got into jewellery making because they want to have a go at chainmail.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it can be feminine and also masculine at the same time, can't it?
Because it's mechanical, if you like, as well. They tend to like that mechanical element.
Yeah, that makes sense. And again, probably why Claire did so well. Because you have got that sort of engineering background, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that. But yeah, that's probably... Yeah, you're right.
So I straight away think about it, because you and Tom, if I got you two together, honestly, I don't think they'd be speaking another language, because two engineers together.
It's not because she used to be a man.
Nobody knows that.
Oops, sorry. TV exclusive.
You heard it here first. You did hear it here. 100 of these have gone already in amongst all the madness. I'm really excited. I want to know what these weaves are that Claire researched.
I don't know if you do.
I've seen some pictures already this morning, as you know, girl. £2, some very interesting messages come through. £2 only per DVD, so grab them as soon as you possibly can. And we have got, obviously, your jump rings coming your way within the show as well. It's almost time for the wonderful Claire to show almost... Keep breathing. To do her demonstration on this week, this challenge weekend, which is fabulous, isn't it? Loads of these have gone already. I'm not surprised by that at all. Fantastic gifts. And again, my mum, who I'm going down to see today, bless her, I'm off to see it for dinner. Mum and dad and my aunt and uncle, which I'm really excited about. And there's always good food involved, so it's a win-win scenario. But she wants these DVDs because she's retired, and she's like, I want to start getting a little bit more creative. But chainmail's not one that I've actually given her yet.
My mum actually came on a chain. My mum's never done chainmail. She came on my beginner's chainmail workshop, made a bracelet for herself over Christmas, and is now coming on the experience next week as well. So she's now getting addicted to chainmail.
Well, I think it is a very addictive medium, like wire actually. The two mediums are probably our most popular, because I mean, I know Claire Perry, our director, does chainmail.
Yep, she does.
I know our Kimbo does chainmail as well. I've got to move on though in the essence of time. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Still got quantity there if you want to get hold of those. So no rush, but do make sure you speak to our contact centre. Now, it's already been noticed by our two wonderful guest designers here in the studio. They are big, they are beautiful. In fact, they're the biggest that I've actually seen in a very long time, and could be the biggest. Straight away, it reminds me of big high-end designer collections that we've actually got, or rather, I've certainly brought bought in the past, ones that have been approached by the biggest department stores sort of along London, etc. It is Amazonite. Amazonite is an opaque gemstone, but it has got a wonderful spearmint kind of bluey green. It's coming up as a star buy. This is going to be busy because they are absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, and each individual feature pieces in their own right. Like I said, it's been admired already by the girls here in the studio. Be ready, because it is one of the first of the star buys of the day. We've had sellouts already throughout the course of the morning, and that is only set to continue. It's your star buy, and it's up next. You know, when you see a star buy, and a star buy is a star buy for a very good reason. Firstly, we don't, you know, it's not just going to be a sporadic item or gemstone. We look at something and go, oh, wow, single-handedly that is star buy worthy because of X, Y, or Z. Amazonite is one of my favourite gemstones because of its lovely colour. It's quite a distinctive colour. It's bordering on Paraiba tourmaline-esque tones. If you love your Larimar, you'll adore Amazonite as well. But this isn't just any Amazonite strand. Firstly, those of you, the eagle eyes out there will have been drawn to the fact that it says 990 carats of this gemstone. On the longest strand that I've ever seen, they are all individual, sizable pendants, but again, really intricate shapes. You know, they're all original shapes, aren't they? But look how much that you're actually getting in this star buy. It's going to go a long, 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 long way. This is one of my favourite star buys of the day, of the weekend. I'm going to go as far as saying, because I love Amazonite as a colour. It's pastel, but at the same time it's quite energetic, because whilst it is an opaque gemstone, it does almost allow light, a certain element of light, to get into the gem, into the heart of the gem, which makes it seem like it's got a glow, an internal glow. I absolutely adore these. And they caught your eye, ladies, didn't it, earlier on, where you were saying, oh, the Amazonite. Was it with the calla lilies or the first kit?
Yeah, and the popcorn chain.
And the popcorn chain, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what would you do with these? Because they are, some people, especially who are new to Jewellery Maker, might be watching right now thinking, okay, well, this shape, what do I do with that? There are actually great ways of working with these. If you've got the cabochon DVD you can use these in the same way.
Yeah, definitely. I love really long length necklaces, and I would personally get the French wire, and where the spacers are actually on the strand, I'd restrand it, but instead of the spacers that are there, I'd put the gold French wire in between and have it then as a on an S-long cord, and then just tie it as a sliding knot at the back, and then just have it as a really long.
That sounds fantastic.
Necklace.
Really lovely idea.
It'd be really quick to create.
Would it?
But oh yeah, very quick. You're just restranding it basically. But I mean, Claire would probably take each individual one and wire up it.
But you could do with that size, couldn't you? And as equally as it would go with the gold. You know, if you've got the kit with the silver wire, that the tones that are in there would go beautifully with that silver. So you could. I mean, you know, you could do quite a fancy ornate wire wrap around it, because some of them, you know, they're quite substantial sizes, aren't they? So you could,
it's going to go. Oops, I'm trying to pick up the French wire, and it's all, oh gosh, oops, I'm making a right mess. But yeah, it does complement both of those colours, doesn't it?
It brings out different tones. With the silver, it's got a fresh tone to it, and with the gold, it's got a more luxurious tone to it. So it brings out the darker greens, the gold, and the silver brings out that really nice freshness, almost like a spearmint fresh, isn't it? That
I always say spearmint. It kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, sort of a minty sort of colour. Absolutely beautiful. And again, I've not seen Amazonite in a strand like this previously before. I've brought you nuggets and chips and things like that, and I've brought you sort of rondelles or even ovals. But Amazonite, it's almost a metre, 3 centimetres shy of a metre, and they go right the way up to 24 by 60 millimetres each. Martha in Michigan, good morning, my lovely. She says, I have these. I put one on a chain and got so many compliments. I was stunned. I love these huge nuggets, and I'm getting more. Me too. I'm really, really drawn. I don't know whether it's because I'm trying to elongate the body right now because I'm a little bit round, obviously with baby, but I'm really wearing the long line necklaces quite a lot because they are quite slimming. If you slim down the core of you, I don't know. That's my thought.
They really do because they draw the eye as well. So, like you say, it's like the stripes, isn't it? Horizontal and vertical stripes.
Absolutely.
They work in a way, optical.
Did I just hear this is price slashed? Wow. This is where we should be. £19.95. Now, it's not very often. Look at this one here. It's not very often I hear my producer Kim say, I can't believe I've got to do this. And I have... You know, Kim's all about the deals. That's why we call her Ninja Kim. She does amazing, magical things. But £14.95 for big Amazonite with that perfect amount of colour. This is my favourite, this one here, because it's kind of almost marquise.
Do you know that would look really beautiful on a leather cord, and gents could wear that as well.
Yeah.
Because it had that nice surfy look to it as well. Yeah, because it's not a perfect round and it's not faceted. So if you just pop that onto a hemp cord or a leather cord, that would look absolutely brilliant, beautiful. Or with the wooden beads that we've been doing as well, those gorgeous, the tiger ebony wood beads.
Yes,
I
bet it would look nice with the rose gold as well.
Absolutely. It would look fantastic with the rose gold too. I like the fact that you have got almost trapezoids. You've got some which are almost marquee shape. You've got some which are quite tubular or quite like columns, I suppose. So you can pick your favourite shapes. Loads and loads and loads of you getting involved. I'm going to bring that in because Claire did just say that look lovely with the rose gold. I think this is sold out, by the way, but just as an example of tones, really, if you've got rose gold coloured wire or findings, then it works amazing. But similarly, it works with the yellow gold. It works amazing with the silver as well, and will look incredible with our new quartz strand, which we're launching today a little bit later on. Just shy, 3 centimetres shy of a metre. Should have been obviously higher than what you're seeing on your screens right now for big beautiful pendants, and I would personally just use one and create maybe a tassel of chain from it, but or at this price point, why not invest in the full carat weight? You can create handbag charms.
Yeah, definitely. Handbag key rings.
Key rings.
You know, they've got, I know we just had Mother's Day, but it's Father's Day coming up soon.
Yeah.
You know, you could make a nice key ring with some, if you've got some of the bare copper stamping blanks, you could stamp on the bare copper blanks and age it down, and that would look really nice against that green then as well.
Love that. Mike has just said, what about light pulls? Because they're big enough for those, aren't they? Yeah, that's a really nice idea, Mike. You know, just especially the big ones here. You know, just create a sort of tassel at the bottom. Lovely. Marie in Staffordshire's saying, got mine. Hoping to make curtain tie backs. Marie on the same wavelength as Mike, actually. I love that idea.
Have to send in to the Wall of Fame.
Please do send it into the Wall of Fame. Yeah, because do you know how expensive tie backs are right now? Funny enough, I was looking the other day, I was saying to the girls, oh gosh, I need to sit down the amount Tom and I spent yesterday on the baby's room, and we were looking at tie backs. They're fortunes. And of course they tend to be plastic, don't they?
Yeah, they're not genuine gemstones.
They're not genuine gemstones. You could easily, you can make multiple tie backs here. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Now, quick recap. Those of you that had a little bit of a lie-in. Oh, you lucky thing. I struggled this morning to get out of bed. You know when you're like that? Oh, I think because I was so busy yesterday. Yeah. Are you a morning person, girls?
Yeah.
I'm okay once I'm up, and I snooze a lot though on the.
Yeah, I do that as well.
I can't do that.
Bad move.
No, I do that too. Now, forgive me, because I have actually literally just picked this up and kind of plopped it there, and it did have an orderly fashion. This is the amount of French wire that you are getting. It's the biggest quantity that I've ever seen in any one bundle. I'm going to sort of lay it all on this little velvet pad for you. Almost 200 have gone already. I've got less than 100 remaining within the vault. 43 are still currently in baskets. Look, this is just what I've got hold of. You've got all of this as well down here, because you can see I've been playing with it as well and incorporated it into your design. And just to reiterate, Fleur, you said you only need 1 centimetre.
Yeah, just a centimetre, yeah. That's all you need just to make a horseshoe shape. and go around your finding.
And use those at the end of your neckline pieces.
Yeah.
So they basically help with the mechanics.
Yeah, it just helps to save the thread that you've used to pearl knot or to thread your gemstones onto.
Absolutely. Claire, you had an idea as well of using this as a design feature.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, can I pinch a bit?
Yeah.
Can I? Because I'm just wondering, I did make some chicks, so I'm thinking at that price you could. Am I allowed to ruin it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little chicks.
Yeah, so little
like
Easter
that.
chicks. So if you just pull it all out, because you've got all that wire, so if you pull them all out, and then if you just...
Are you doing
do
little
that.
chick bodies?
Yeah, so, and then roll it all together, so you get like a massive wire. Can you see? So like, I mean, I haven't pulled it out too well there, but you make a little massive wire, and you make little sort of like precious little chicks. So you give them a little, you know, if you've got the black the black quartz from earlier, so you give him little eyes. You can just do some little wirework legs, and you've got your...
Oh, they're better than those little fluffy yellow pom-pom things,
well, they're
aren't
precious,
they?
you know, and if you get some... I think
Isn't that adorable?
Yeah, antique bronze, and
You
made
could do
a little
feet.
nest. Yeah.
And do
they
little
just sit in.
feet.
Yeah.
And you used a little triangle head pin as his nose.
Yeah, as his beak. Yeah. So you can make really, really lovely. So that's out of one. So that's, you know, you probably have two of those. But
What
at that
a
price...
lovely idea.
Yeah.
And do you know what? We were talking about tassels. It looks lovely as it is.
It does, doesn't it? Like that. So
Yeah.
you just put, that could be a really nice spacer.
Really lovely spacer. I mean, there's certain Italian designers who literally do that technique and that texture, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe with your 18 karat gold. We have got less than 100 of these available though. $6.95 for 55 lengths. It's the 0.6mm gauge, and that's basically working out at 660 inches of your French wire. As you can see, I've played with this quite considerably. You can cut it. It's basically a very, 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 very fine gizmo coil. So it's like a slinky, a tiny, tiny, tiny slinky. And you can use it to protect the gemstones instead of a knot, for example.
Yeah, you can. So you could showcase each gemstone, because we knot gemstones or pearls to keep them apart from each other, and also to showcase each one individually. So it would give a beautiful showcase to each individual gemstone.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that really rich, almost Indian gold colour as well.
Just thinking, when Claire does her flowers, I bet you could pop that onto your wire beforehand and then pop it round and make your flower, so you've got that gizmo coil all the way.
That's a nice idea as well,
round
isn't
as
it? It is, without shadow of doubt, going to be a sellout. It's just a matter of when, basically. I love that little chick idea, Claire.
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah, little Easter egg chicks.
Yeah.
That's adorable. Everyone can have their own little chick, can't they?
And there's a show. I did it on a show, so it was about a couple. It's on YouTube. Well, hopefully, unless it's not made the
I think we hit a nerve, don't you? I think folks can make sure that Claire's videos are on YouTube.
There's loads of them, but the ones that I found were all wire writing, and I didn't need wire writing at that time. I needed intricate wire with
Typical, isn't it? Now, brand new in that we've got coming your way. This is just so beautifully ethereal. It is at 10 o'clock coming up. You've got a lovely mystic coating. Now, for those of you that have heard of mystic topaz, mystic quartz, or maybe exotic topaz as well, it's basically influencing the gemstone to a treatment where it gives that lovely kaleidoscope of colour across the surface, but a very subtle and beautiful. Sorry, Amelia's going with the French wire. Amelia, I think it's sold out, darling. Do you know you've just put that in my tea?
Oh, yummy.
Just put the French wire in my tea. Added flavour, absolutely. 100%. Now, these are coming up at 10 a.m. Back to. So you've got that lovely sheen. It's kind of like satin. It reminds me of satin and silk, a real femininity with quite a dynamic shape, I suppose, and texture. Brand new in. We've got 500 of these. Now, the substantial quantity hopefully is going to give you a little hint, a little indication of just how incredible the Star Buy deal is going to be. It's coming up at 10 a.m. today, so not long to wait for this. In fact, we're going into a Star Buy right now. Oh. Okay, now there are times when, I mean, we broadcast 24/7. Every day of the year, oh sorry, not 24/7, we're live, but we are obviously broadcast 24/7. Every single day of the year. So those of you that have been with us for any length of time, or those of you that have been shopping with us, even for a short period of time, I'm sure you will all have seen Amethyst. Amethyst is a mainstream gemstone, and it tends to be one of those that we recognise straight away, and you don't have to have huge amounts of gem knowledge to recognise what it is. But you'll all also know that there are various different degrees of quality, as with everything really. The rich, intense, regal purples is the most sought after. It tends to be the colours that Van Cleef & Arpels, your Chopard, your big designers, Kiki MacDonald, for example, is using within their feature pieces. And what strikes me is this is a shorter strand. It is, yeah, it's a 10 centimetre strand. But what you've got, and it's funny enough, I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself, so let me hold that thought out. It's a shorter strand, but what you've got on this strand is that intense, beautiful quality. It kind of reminds me of, and again, already people on the phone lines, there was a lady, and forgive me, I forget who it was. There was a lady on Facebook, and she said, please, 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 Jewellery Maker, can you start doing kind of like taster strands is I think what we've actually sort of, listen, we do pay attention, and that's something I've heard our management team talking about as well. So we do pay attention to these, and this kind of reminds me of that. And the reason why she was asking, she was saying, well, because I might not necessarily have the budget for, I don't know, 3-figure price tag or 90, 80 pounds, the higher prices, but I still want to experience the high-end quality gemstones. And I think this has got to be one of the strongest messages which has been relayed around upstairs just lately. You're absolutely right. You're right, and we've never thought about it that way before. So thank you for drawing it to our attention. So what we're going to try, I don't know when or if 100% it's going to happen. We're going to try and bring you certain gemstones, not all, which are a little bit smaller, which are of the best quality. You know, the really high-end investment quality that we aspire to. Now, this is months in. I'm telling you this information. I don't know if I even should be, but we're talking about months away potentially. But the reason why I'm telling you about saying this is because I actually think we're there right now with this strand. Intentionally, unintentionally, it doesn't really matter. It's 10 centimetres of high-end, beautiful quality amethyst. I often refer to a magazine article that I read. Well, it's not a magazine, it was a newspaper article from the Telegraph newspaper, which is a very reputable newspaper, I would say, here in the UK. And it said purple rain. Not rain as in weather, rain as in returning to your rightful rain. And it pictured amethyst from big high-end jewellers, jewellery establishments, which would have been thousands of pounds associated to each of their pieces. And it was this gorgeous colour that they were including. Now, wonderfully faceted, beautiful dewy drops with that real intensity of colour, brand new in. Yes, it's a shorter strand, but it's deliberately a shorter strand because we have got that wonderful intensity of colours. You can see it's not treated. It is from one of the most esteemed locations on the planet, the Zambia mine, which does own Fabergé as a jewellery brand. So again, what does that tell you? The quality coming from that establishment is often making it into Fabergé pieces of jewellery, or even Fabergé eggs. 70 carats in total. So wonderful, ladies. I'm excited about this strand because you've got the high pleochrosum, but all that real regal intensities of purples. And I'll ask you, literally on live television right now, we've seen amethyst countless times, haven't we? It's a gemstone that we do feature quite heavily here at Jewellery Maker. But there is a big difference, isn't there, between one amethyst and this?
That colour, that depth of colour is, I don't think I've seen that before. Not that intensity of colour.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, we could start talking about, if we were to grade this, like sort of in the same way that tanzanite would, then I certainly suggest I would imagine it would be in your high graded.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the highest grades that you could get, because like you say, that it's so pure, that colour, isn't it? There's no like washed out areas at all. It's just absolutely beautiful, and it is your textbook amethyst, isn't
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You've got that depth, you've got that intensity, that regality look. It's luxurious. There's a reason why certain brands use purple as a colour for luxury.
Yeah, it is. It is that luxury colour.
Yeah.
Different colours sort of like tend to lead your thoughts to you know what, like blue is very business, red's very creative, but purple is very regal.
Yeah,
Purple
it is.
Very, very regal.
You do think of decadence and indulgence, don't you?
It's like that. I think it's always like crushed velvet, you know, like that beautiful, luxurious.
That's so funny because that was literally in my mind, Jess. Literally. It does bring up those images. Again, use it with your French wire, use it with those wonderful popcorn necklaces, use it with your high-end gemstones. So an opportunity for you to acquire real investment, beautiful, luxurious amethyst. Incredibly though, $9.95 is where we should be, but we're not even stopping there. We did say that it's a shorter strand, but what you've got on this, yes, you're making sacrifices maybe in a few centimetres in length, but you're investing in the quality of the gemstone here. That is the difference, and it is a big difference. Do you know everything I've just said? Do you know sometimes I do go, Kim, you know, I love you to bits, but you do contradict me sometimes. Now, you know, hey, listen, don't apologise, because this is amazing. If you're on those phone lines, incredible, and there are loads of you, loads and loads of you there. Now, I don't know if this was actually intentional as a taster strand. Girls, did you know about that? Did you hear about that comment?
I've seen people saying that they would like, that's why they like the strands. I like the strands that you've got emeralds, rubies and sapphires on, because you've got a little bit of each one.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy a huge strand of it. But to say that's, you say it's only a short strand, but there's lots and lots of gemstones on that strand.
Yeah, they're crammed on there.
If you were to take them all off and space them out, that would be a really long strand.
That's
Not
really
space them out, but put them side by side.
That's a good point, Fleur. Thank you for pointing that out. Absolutely. I guess when I looked at this, I was like, right, okay. So I was kind of thinking about it like, well, I didn't know about the price tag. Firstly, I don't really look at that in the morning when I'm preparing for a show. I want to know what I've got, the quality of the gemstones, how much you're getting in terms of carat weight, etc., and the lengths and the shapes and the sizes, etc. So the 10 centimetres, I went, okay, that's a bit shorter than normal. That is a little bit shorter than normal, but why? So I am always the person that goes, why? Why is that? Yeah, I'm that school child, you know, the annoying one. Why is it like that? And then I saw the strand and went, okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah. But I certainly was not expecting it to be $6.95. Needless to say, tons of you getting involved. Beautiful depth of colour. I
adore it. I, as you know, make historic jewellery, and for me, I buy all the unfaceted strands for my historic jewellery because, you know, historically, they wouldn't have been faceted. They would have been plain like that, so they'd have been cut and shaped, and that was it. So for me, that is a perfect strand.
Love it. One of your most popular strands of the day. So well done to you all. Moving on to I'm trying to find something for you. Bear with. Yeah, no, definitely not that. Oh, yes, here it is. It got upgraded, and I can see why.
That's nice.
Blue Labradorite. So when you get a phenomenal gemstone and then you treat it, my assumption was that, okay, well, surely you're going to hide the phenomenal effect. Quite the opposite. This is last in stock. It actually is encouraging. It's encouraging the labradorescence. Look at this. This is so incredibly magical. Can you see that? Oh. Yeah, I want this strand as well. I mean, this one that you're looking at here, that's just as the light is hitting it. If I turned it round, again, look. You're going to get that phenomenal effect all the way across the entirety of the strand. I've only ever seen coloured labradorite once or twice. And my assumption was that, oh, hang on, surely it would actually lose its phenomenal effect. Similar with your tiger's eye, I had the same assumption. Surely it would lose that phenomenal effect if it actually has been influenced to a colour. Quite the opposite. I couldn't be any more wrong, could I? And you've got such a prominence of labradorescence Ladies, stunning.
I've never seen that before. It absolutely is stunning. It really is.
It's igniting and pushing forward. It's like a black opal, isn't it? You know, you think about a black opal, how it almost pushes the play of colour to the surface, and some of the most expensive and valued opals on the planet are black. Funny enough, we were looking at Tom and I were looking at a picture the other day, and he was like, what is this? What's this gemstone? And I told him, obviously a black opal. You could really see those primary colours. It's doing the same with Labradorite here.
I've got this strand at home, and what I couldn't get over the fact that it's still the yellows and the golds still shine through. You think that
even though it's a lighter,
you wouldn't be able to see it, but you do. You still see every single play of colour within them.
Amazing. And if you actually take this strand as well and separate each of those rondelles, because if you think about it, they're right butting up next to each other, so they're actually hiding light. So they're blocking light to the one next to the neighbouring gemstone. So when you actually separate them, maybe even rosary link them, you're going to see more of the phenomena effect across the surface because you're seeing more surface.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking if I had that strand, I would rosary link it, because then you would have, for those reasons that you've said, for all that surface area, but also you'd have so many more with the spacing out, with the with the wire work that you would do. So you'd have enough, wouldn't you, to you do your full suite. If
you've not heard of rosary linking, by the way, it's very easy to do. It's simple wrap loops, isn't it? But then you could also separate it with the French wire that you've just got oodles of in that big bundle. Okay, last in stock. We need to bring that that price point in for you. Oh my goodness. £13.95. £13.95. You're right to say the paler colours are still really prominent.
That's what I couldn't get over when I got it home, because I saw it in the studio and I went home and I straight away bought it, and then when it got there, I just still couldn't believe that. And I kept looking at it and I kept thinking, gosh, you can still see all the golds and the pinks coming through. And even if you didn't want a rosary link, you could put your jump rings, in between, just to separate them out. So put like 3 jump rings in between each one.
In a stretchy bracelet or something like that. How incredible is this? It's fabulous, isn't it? And obviously we're under magnification here, so so you can really see the quality. Well done to those of you that got that. It's massively oversubscribed, so do make those confirmations as soon as you possibly can. We have got that gorgeous strand of quartz coming your way, being relaunched, and it is time for the lovely Claire to be in the very, very spotlight of chainmail. We've got loads and loads and loads of jump ring bundles as well, so don't go anywhere. 500 quantity star buy coming your way, inspiration and a challenge, of course, for guest designer Claire. So don't go anywhere. I tell you what, I've got 2 cups of tea on the go here, and I need both of them. It's been incredible. Don't go anywhere though.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
Do you want to tell everyone about the great purchase you've made from Jewellery Maker? Do you want to shout about the great service you've received? Then why not download the Jewellery Maker's Viewer's Voice app, available for iPhone or Android, and record a video that could be played on Jewellery Maker. Simply search Jewellery Maker Viewer's Voice in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and download our Viewer's Voice app straight to your phone or tablet. You can record as many videos as you like and send them straight to us here at Jewellery Maker. All you have to do is then carry on watching us as usual and wait for your video to be played. Download the JM Viewer's Voice app and you could be the next face we see here on Jewellery Maker.
Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Spinel is a historically important gemstone. It is often located in the same gravel beds as things like corundum, so your rubies and sapphires. Because it comes in the same colours, blues and reds, it's often mistaken as a sapphire. Now, this isn't to the detriment of Spinel itself. It has its own important qualities such as great RI, so it's very, very reflective, and great dispersion as well. So it shows a lot of fire as the light hits the stone. From a historical point of view, one of the main important spinels actually sits in the crown jewels, and this was for a long time believed to be a ruby, but recent gemological testing has found the Princess Ruby is actually a spinel.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Okay, call centre are ready. We are all geared up for one of the biggest auctions of the weekend, and quartz, not only is it a recognised mineral and gemstone of Mother Nature, I do often think though it gets a little bit, it gets a bit of bad press, or it's underestimated and undervalued in actual fact, because quartz, whilst it's not as rare as certain gemstones, it actually is the second most abundant mineral on this planet. Gem quality quartz is a big difference, because actually gem quality quartz is only found in a few locations around the world, Brazil being probably the most recognised and the most infamous. Now, when it comes to quartz, especially sort of, obviously you can have the rose quartz, you can have smoky quartz, all variations really. But when it comes to white quartz or clear quartz, obviously you want it to be quite similar to a diamond, I suppose. You want it to have clarity. You want it to be imperfection free, you want to have the big carat weights as well, and obviously you want the wonderful cuts or unique cuts like you're about to see here. Now, you've got all of the above, and the reason why I wanted to point that out is we simply here at Jewellery Maker would not source quartz and then influence it with such a technical treatment of a gemstone, which this absolutely is, and again quite underestimated when in terms of how the process occurs. Look how fast these are going, by the way, already on the web. This is just a handful of collectors on the phone, on the web, all making confirmations. Can I just give everybody a heads up, because we've got 500 of these. This is guaranteed. Do I say it, Kim? Under £10. Whilst hopefully then we can ease the pressure on our call centre, so we're not going to break all the phone systems. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So we here at Jewellery Maker are absolutely meticulous with the fact that if we are going to take a gemstone and then treat it like so, with the exotic coating, with the mystic coating, with that wonderful harlequin coating, whichever name you actually associate it to, I will show in a second, it has to be a high-end quality gem. Because, and the reason for that, if there were imperfections, if there were any cloudiness, darkness, if there was any dark patches, then it would simply hinder and block us being able to see those lovely spectrums of colours across the surface. Now, already, gosh, I think we're already pushing, really, we're over 100 already. We've got 500 and already 100 of these have sold out and haven't even shown you the strand as of yet. Now, girls, this is really, I mean, you both look so excited as well. Look at, both sat like this.
She's praying.
Are you praying that you're going to get hold of it? The exotic topaz, the mystic topaz, so it's actually microns of metal, lots and lots and lots of metal which actually coat the surface of the gemstone. When you see strands like this, I truly think that, you know, luxurious, high-end, contemporary, edgy, you know, very fashion-forward, and it's something which we take for granted because we see, or mind you, I haven't seen this in a while, at Jewellery Maker, but outside of these four walls, would you be even able to source something like this? No. Not that I've seen either.
Not in genuine gemstone.
They're fabulous, aren't they?
They're amazing. They're like superhero strands, these. I think they're because they've got like superhero colours.
Oh, they are. Yeah. Can I just say they work amazing with the kit coming your way as well? Because when I lay this across my hand, you see turquoise colours, you see pinks, you see that lovely silvery sheen. It's going to look incredible across, included in the kit coming your way. Some of these are absolutely enormous. I've just been drawn to this one here. Every single one, Kim, my producer, is saying, who is a jewellery maker, is saying they'd be pendants for me. Wire from the first kit, wire wrap it, and attach it to a length of chain.
A long chain as well. You know how you were saying sort of to elongate your body. Yeah.
Yeah. They look like, you know, genuine, you know, crystals as we imagine crystals to be, don't they? We know and recognise that straight away that they're genuine gemstones. We can see that they are precious and desirable, because the reason why I highlighted the fact that we would not take very heavily included quartz and then actually put this coating on, whether you call it the mystic, whether you call it the exotic topaz was what it was originally called. Believe it or not, only actually was established in the 1990s. The exotic topaz, or quartz, whichever gemstone it might be, but we're talking about the colouring, which is tiny microns of different metals across the surface of the gemstone, which bring this wonderful visual kaleidoscope of colour. It's got that ethereal look, that whimsical look. I'm thinking of fairies again.
Yeah, kissed by fairies and unicorns.
Be a lovely,
yeah.
You're thinking unicorn horn, aren't you?
That was my idea. That was my idea. So you could do that, yeah.
Could definitely do a unicorn.
You two. Are you actually sisters?
She's my evil twin.
Although
she's a year younger than me. Brother and sister.
Brother and sister. Oh yeah. We did have that earlier on. I think that's a great idea though, Claire. Claire, Fleur. Gosh, okay. To have it as the unicorn horn, because you think about unicorns, they have got that lovely sheen, haven't they? That spectrum of colour in a delicate way. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I've got text messages. Wow, or is that whoa? Either or, Samantha, I agree with you. Totally agree with you as well. You can create wonderful impressions standing upwards and inverting too as well, because they're all kind of top drilled, basically.
You could do like an ice queen tiara. So you could have them all wired so they like splayed out into like an ice queen.
Yeah, that's a lovely idea.
Is it Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, where she has that big crown?
Narnia. Yeah, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Now, do you know what? We're going to go straight down, guaranteed at under £10 for 430 carats of your coated white quartz, with all of that lovely treatment of colour across the surface, and have faith. Of course, we are meticulous about the quality of our gemstones and also the treatment of our gemstones. £8.95 only. We had 500 and we are straight down in terms of quantity. Loads of you choosing to multi-buy, and I would be doing exactly the same. The reality is we're focusing on one because right now, because you've got that big space area, but you could do the same across the length of it. Oh gosh, you've got a really classic crystal shape there. Can you see that? Tons of suggestions from you all coming into the studio. Angel bodies.
That'd be nice. isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Beverly, that's just literally pulled on my heartstring, that has. A window hanging, Samantha is saying, that would be lovely because you'll get the light on them too. Lovely to make frozen style tiaras. Oh yes, that's a fantastic idea. Oh, every girl's little dream this would be. I'm thinking fairy wings as well. Yeah, that was almost wary things. That almost was, that sentence. Wary things. Wary things, even. Mobiles for a baby room.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
That is a really good idea. Because they're going to move and capture and it'll never stay exactly the same because you'll have all those fusions of colours and light. It takes me back to my younger days. You know, I think about sort of, I mean, girls, we probably grew up in the same decade, shall we say, where, you know, I had a kaleidoscope, did you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Hours of entertainment. Just looking in this little tube of colours. Hours. Well done. Already 50% of the stock has gone. I'm not in the least bit surprised. The wonderful thing is that you have got lots of different shapes and sizes here. If you love your Jan Dwyer style rings.
Yeah, Jan had one of these as a challenge on Thursday afternoon, and she just made one into a ring and pendant, and then she macrame some as well with some wire, so it all stood out into a bracelet. Really, really nice.
Yeah, amazing, because it's going to look like a little bit like moonstone, isn't it? A bit like rainbow moonstone. Mark in Nottinghamshire saying stunning. Ice tiara for sure. Is that Claire or Fleur on the show with you, Elle? I'm getting ever so confused today.
We're Fleur.
Oh, I like
Fleur.
that.
We're the new Eurovision Song Contest duo.
Oh. Well,
Oh dear.
Can you two sing?
No.
I think that's a good idea, Mark. Yeah, we need to morph the two of you into... No. So I told you it was perhaps a bad idea to put the three of us on one show together, really. It was always going to be. And Kim, to be fair, she's trouble. She's not as troublesome as me, admittedly. Massive amount of quantities. Well done. Stay where you are, and you'll know exactly what I mean when I actually say this is going to go incredible with the next kit. Now, Fleur, you have got permission, by the way. Kim is just saying if you want to go and make this purchase, you can.
I can't get any signal.
I think you're allowed out the studios.
Oh, can I go out the studio?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, the only
Not for too long though.
Yeah. I'm going left and I'll be straight back.
Claire's panicking now. Right, graphics are in. Fleur, look at her. She's gone. Look how fast she's going
now,
as well.
please.
She wants, look, ducking down to get a handbag and her phone right now. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes. Fleur wants to buy this kit, basically, folks. So, what does that tell you? I've got 76 in stock. Now, these are all your jump rings. Oh, I tell you what, Claire, you've done amazing, by the way. They are stunning pieces. And Claire is going to be showing us through the tutorial. So you've got different sizes of your jump rings, from your 9mm, which are precision cut as well, to your 7mm, to your 6mm, and you have got 100 of the 9, because the bigger sizes, and then 200 of the other jump rings as well. So in total, 500 jump rings. I could probably count on one hand, since coming back here to Jewellery Maker in September, the amount of times that I've actually had jump rings within a kit. And I've got gemstones to come along with this as well. Can I bring that strand of quartz back in? Because don't you think this will look amazing with it, Claire?
Perfectly, yeah.
Because you've got those
Really
lovely pinky yellows and blues coming through.
Yeah.
No, hang on a minute. No, I've counted wrong on the jump rings. You haven't. You've got 400 of your 6mm, you've got 400 of your 7mm, and 200 of your 9. So you've got 1,000 jump rings. I beg your pardon, I missed off the 2 times. So there's 1,000 jump rings.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
My brain doesn't work very well with numbers.
No, it's maths, isn't it? I don't really do maths.
No, I'm useless at maths, but That's a lot of jump rings. That's a lot of pieces of jewellery. I had to show you that clear quartz with the kit, just because I think it works absolutely amazingly against one another, just to add that, you know, diversity, I suppose. So what have we got here within the kit? Beautiful rounds and also faceted rounds. I'll just take this out so I don't confuse anybody or mislead anybody. I don't want that to happen. Again, it will look nice with the Amazonite that you saw earlier on. You have got your sky blue apatite, 30 carats of a beautiful, elegant graduation from your 2mm plain rounds to your 4mm rose quartz graduated rounds. Oh gosh, half the stock has gone already. I need to bring that price point in, so I'll come back to what I was saying. Not £46.55. We've got the inspiration, we've got the wonderful challenge with our Claire coming in a few minutes time. £29.95 for 1,000 jump rings. She's back, there we go. When our guest designer has literally, there she is, been out to buy the kit. That speaks volumes. It does speak volumes. Right, back to what I was saying. 1,000 jump rings. So a Byzantine bracelet is 130 approximately.
Yep.
And you were saying the Morpheus flower is 3.
Yep. What have you got? So you got 400 of each one, haven't you?
We've got 200 of the 9mm,
yeah.
400 of the 7 and 400 of the 6.
So you could create everything that's on those 2 DVDs.
Everything that's on the 2 DVDs?
Well, you could create at least 3 or 4 of each. So you could do every weave, but not one of each one. Do you know what I mean? So with the sizes that you've got, you could create those.
Yeah.
You definitely create at least 4 bracelets.
Can I just say the kit's sold out? But if you've just tuned in, you can get these DVDs now as well that Fleur was just talking about. Very limited stock, however. We've got 30 remaining and they're just £2 each. So yeah, if you want to get into chainmail, this is everything you need, basically, and more in actual fact. And the lovely Claire has created some fantastic pieces for you. I'd buy every single one of them, Claire, I really would.
Oh, thank you.
I really would. You know, they look like boutique jewellery designs, and they are boutique jewellery designs essentially. Now, I'm going to take a wander over to the girls, but given the fact that they are all near on sellouts, I'm going to have to sort of bring in something for your graphics. But let's take a mosey over, ladies, because I can't, ladies and gents rather, to the ladies, because I can't wait to show you all of these pieces. This is good, isn't it?
I know. I like it.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Our Christmas party again. It does.
Yes.
I was the sober one, I should point out.
I thought I was sober, but I've found out since I wasn't particularly.
Well, I think we were.
No, we were all round. We were just round our little table with our little food and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
ate more than we drank. I think.
Yeah, that's not unusual for me. That's really, especially now, seeing as I can't indulge on the old drinking. But there we are. Hey ho. We've got more jump rings coming up, by the way. If you're gutted about missing out on the jump rings, we have got some more coming your way, including one of the new colours, which I absolutely adore. Incredible. Now, let's bring that strand of quartz that we brought earlier on, brand new in. It was a brand new in, whilst we go through and show off Claire's incredible designs. I love it. I absolutely love it. And that quartz will go incredibly with the jump rings as well, won't it?
It would, yeah.
So what's the weave that you have done on here, is this the first time ever you've done chainmail, by the way?
Yeah, this is the first time.
It's our challenge weekend, and haven't they? You've both absolutely excelled, and I'm certain you'll both be doing it again. Although Fleur said she wouldn't.
I definitely will. I'd like to come on a workshop now. Yeah, I will.
I can't lie.
Fleur, not so much. You don't think you'll be wire weaving anytime soon?
You will.
Yeah.
I love it.
Maybe in a couple of years when I've got over today.
Fair enough. It still hurts. It still hurts. It's still a bit raw right now that you had to make 20 flowers. Yeah, absolutely. Did you have to do that?
No, I did because I was so worried, wasn't I? I was really, really worried because I hadn't ever done any chainmail before, and I didn't think it was my cup of tea because I'm not very good with following patterns. I'm more of a sort of a freestyle, so I was so nervous. But then I did go a bit smug, didn't I? I was a little bit smug because I sat down with the DVD. and I started and worked my way through, and it was a pleasure because it was so different, something that I hadn't done before. So it's a challenge, but I think sometimes when you do that, it's refreshing, isn't it? So and the fact that I could do flowers as well, which I love. So that was a little bit in my comfort zone.
Well, again, sort of, it's funny, isn't it? Jewellery making and our hobbies generally do follow our personalities, don't they? I suppose. Yeah. And given your background, I'm surprised that you said you don't generally like to follow patterns because engineer, you tend to be quite methodical.
Methodical, yeah.
So
I obviously wasn't a very good engineer then.
That's what she's here.
Oh yeah, never thought that.
That's why she's here now.
I've never wondered why you're not still an engineer. Only joking, Claire.
I can't deny it.
Only joking, bless you. Now, we do need to bring you these bundles, 3 back-to-back jump rings. Are you going to be... Have you got messaged someone at home as well? I'm going to start with the silver. Now, are these square jump rings?
Yeah, these are square profile, yeah.
I love this colour as well. 3 back-to-back jump rings before we get into the demonstration with the lovely Claire. So, you've got your 9mm and your 7mm. I'm just going to literally nip and get some tweezers. Bear with me, folks. Keep dialing through. They are 300 in quantity of each size. There we go. I'm back. Like lightning, me, aren't I? I'm like a cat. Don't have to laugh. Look, so you've got that lovely square shape. I love our square wire because I genuinely believe, and I don't know, this might be a bit controversial, especially for rings, I think it looks more professional.
It gives, doesn't it? It's a more machine finished look, I always think, to whatever wire work you do. So I suppose it'd be the same. That would transfer with when you're working with your jump rings, I would guess.
Yeah, it gives a real contemporary look to it as well because you've got those angles of the metal.
It's so funny. Mark, come here. It's so funny. I've never heard Kim quite so panicked. I've got to get the price in. They're selling out.
Looks really smart.
Look at Mark. Mark's. I've never had. Come on. We've got 3 guest designers in the studio as well. Check out. Look how handsome he is. Here he comes.
Like Charlie and his angels, isn't it?
Yay! I tell you what, this is the dream team.
I'm so excited. Nervous, but excited.
It is exciting. I tell you what, this challenge weekend's wicked.
It's going to be good fun.
Wicked. Have you seen what Claire's made?
It's incredible.
Oh, thank
Absolutely amazing. And you look lovely today.
Do you look really nice? Yeah.
You always look lovely.
Borrowed shirts, borrowed tie. I have my own cufflinks, but that's about it.
Well, I'd hope so, wouldn't you? Have you made them?
I was in the bathroom mirror this morning, and I thought I'd do something different with my hair, and I just channeling Dale Winton. Do you think? No. Dale Winton.
No, you're not orangey enough, are you?
No.
I've got some bronzer in my bag if you'd like to.
You had a good morning there?
Yes, it's been
petrifying.
It's
about
been
to go
amazing.
downhill.
No, it's not. Everything's been selling out. Everything's been selling out. So this is going to be exactly the same. They're gone. Sorry, all gone with the square wire. Let's bring you the pink. I love this colour, pink. And folks, whilst I've got you all in one room, because this doesn't happen very often, does it? So we'll just enjoy this moment for a second. Sorry if you had to do something, Mark, by the way. I've only got 47 of these available. I'm going to pop my tweezers underneath so you can actually sort of elevate it slightly. The new coloured wire and the new coloured jump rings, because they do match perfectly, Fleur, don't they? Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
It's incredible, really, really beautiful. It's like we call it very akin to a vintage pink champagne look.
Yeah, it was Mark. It was you and I the other day were saying.
Yes.
It's not rose. It's
no,
like
it's quite difficult. Blush. That was the word we came up with.
That's it.
Blush. Yes.
It works very well, doesn't it? Look, very well with it.
So stunning. Now, within this bundle, you've got your 9mm and your 6mm. Again, they are not every jump ring size is for chainmail.
No, it's
appropriate for chainmail.
These 2 sizes here, what Claire's going to demonstrate now, this bundle is absolutely perfect. So if you've missed out on the kit and you want to do what Claire's just about to do, these 2 sizes are what Claire's going to use. Whether she knows it or not is another matter.
We said we were going to do this, weren't we? We're going to. So you stand there and like that.
I like that idea. It's gone. Well done. £13.90 that was.
That's an amazing price.
That's an incredible price
Really
point.
good price.
So, right, last of your bundles before we get into lovely Claire's tutorial. No pressure. Now, $7.90. We've only got 50, so we've brought that price in straight away. Now, these are a smaller gauge. You get 400. Is that right? Looks like 200 of each to me, of the rose and yeah. And what size are they?
These are 5mm.
5mm, so they're a little bit more intricate?
More intricate, but there's still lots and lots of weaves you can do with them.
You can just connect with these,
You can
can't
connect them together, yes. So I did a Japanese flower on Thursday evening. I used the 5mm and the 7mm. So if you've got all 3 bundles, you've got nearly all the sizes that we do. So you can...
So wait, if you got this bundle right now, £7.90, and you got the 2 DVDs earlier on, you're at £11.90. They were £4.
Yeah.
You're away, basically. Yeah. That's all you need.
And 2 pairs of pliers, that's all you need for chainmail, 2 pairs of pliers.
Gone, finished, sold out. Sold out.
Come on then, let's go then. Off we go.
Right, that's done. Over to Claire. Over to our wonderful Claire. Bless you. You're not nervous,
I am
are you?
a bit, yeah. I am a bit.
You'll see Mark shortly. He's with lovely Zena, and you're presenting today, so that's so exciting. I'm going to be watching as well. He's the man for the job. He really is. He really, really is. Can we just go back to your pieces of jewellery, lovely? Because you have done amazing.
My mouth has gone really dry now.
You've done amazing.
Thanks.
Honestly, you girls, you're so critical of yourselves.
She has done. When she sent me the picture, I could have cried because I was on my 18th flower thinking it's never going to work.
Oh, bless
And then
you.
Claire sent me these pictures and they were amazing.
Fabulous. So what's the name of these? The floral one in particular, the floral chain.
The one I'm going to be doing is the Helm weave flower.
Yeah. Is that this one here?
That's the 2 smaller ones on the outside. The other one is a starburst, and the other one, I'm not sure what it is because I got a bit carried away. So I started with the starburst, and then I added other bits in. So I freestyled a little bit, but you think it might have a name, don't you?
Yeah, it's a European 4-in-1 variation on a starburst.
Right.
So she actually did the starburst and then just carried. It just proves how if you do want to go off on a tangent, you can do, because it still looks just as beautiful. And because you've gone all the way around,
it's
and
just
with the same
replicating.
pattern,
Yes,
it is an actual pattern.
Yeah.
So there's
It's just your own pattern.
Yes.
That's why they all have these wonderful, wacky names and everything, which they do have meanings, but someone's named them. So which one are you going to be?
I'm going to do the Helm flower.
Fabulous. Now, what size jump rings did you use?
I used the 9 and the 6. 9 and the 6. Yeah. These ones here, 9 and the 6.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to get you a black board so everyone can see what
Shall
you're
I get
doing.
this one here?
Oh,
There you go.
there we go.
Right.
Sorted.
Okay, so I'm going to use Fleur's, the larger jump rings at first, and I'm going to go through each stage to start.
She's doing good.
Okay, so I'm going to start. So these ones are going to replicate the 9mm.
So we're doing this just for ease of demonstration.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is the first time ever that Fleur has done chainmail. Fleur, Claire.
Claire, yes, yeah.
Not Fleur.
It is.
You've been doing it years.
So please bear with me. So I've got the smaller ones, so that will be the, what do you say there?
6mm.
6mm. Okay, so we've got the 9 and the 6.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to start off, so I want to get one of the larger size, and I'm going to put on will you please jump in, Fleur, at any point I
No, you do.
make a mistake?
Just so you know as well, to make this weave work, the small jump ring has to sit perfectly inside the large jump ring with a little bit of wiggle room, and then you know you can do this weave with the 2 sizes.
And from the DVD, I remember that you said to sort of, for its preparation really helps. So very different, I suppose, with wire working, that your wire is there, but so I opened all the larger rings, but you can keep the smaller ones.
Actually open them in advance.
Yes, yeah. So that you can just pick them up and then you're ready to go, really, and just concentrate on the pattern.
Okay.
So I want 4 of the smaller ones on there. So I'm going to close that up. I've got more respect for you now, actually, Fleur, because these are really, really stiff, aren't they? I thought you were just like making a bit of a meal out of it, but they are really. So I've let 2 drops. I've got the two of the larger ones, and I've got 4 smaller ones. So I've let 2 drop to the bottom, the smaller ones, and I'm going to grip the 2 smaller ones. So again, I'm going to put in. Do you find it easier to use the same colour or different? Should I mix them all up?
Mix them up.
So I'm going to put another one in there, and another 2 smaller ones. Close that one up. I'll do another larger one, so through all.
Oh, now you've gone through
there.
4 there.
Yeah, so I did that on that one, but 2 drop to the bottom and 2 drop to the top.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I close that up, so when I do it like that, you should see it's just, I'm doing exactly the same there. So can you see the 2 have gone to the middle and I've got 2 at the top there?
Yeah.
So I keep working through. So I'm going to do another one through, put my 2 smaller ones on, and close that one up. So again, so it's 4 on each one every time, and the 2 larger ones through each of the 4. Close that together. So again, let the 2 drop. So you can see, so building up, so I've got 2 on that, 2 larger ones and the 2 smaller ones. So I need another lot of the larger rings, don't I? So I'll just put my other.
I love this. The idea of our challenge weekend, by the way, is where two of our most popular designers, you've both thrown yourselves out of your comfort zones and you've swapped mediums. So those of you who are thinking, oh, hang on, what's going on here?
She's rubbish. Yeah.
No! Nobody would be thinking that. But it's hopefully, so give everybody an idea. That have a go.
Yeah, because a lot of it is, isn't it? It's confidence to have a little try at other things. So I've now got, that's right, isn't it? So I've got 5 lots of the 2 smaller rings in between and 4 lots of the 2 of the larger. So I've got a full
Should we
length
pop that
like
on the board for a second, just so everyone can
Is that
see?
all right? Yeah.
Is that all right?
Like that? Yeah.
Is that better? There we go. We can see
Should I
that
do it on that one, or do you want it on the white?
Maybe on the white,
On
actually.
the white.
We thought we were using the silver originally, so there we go. There.
Okay, so we've got, so you can see there, if I show it from all the different angles.
Fabulous.
So what we want to do now that we've got our line, is we can start to create our flower shape. So if I just move them like that, you can see it's starting to form that flower. So, I don't want to do that yet, do I, Fleur?
No, you need to put
No, I need to put my floater ones in. So, what I need here, so if I keep it in the line, I need to add in some of the larger rings, but I need them to almost float in between, to surround the 2 smaller ones and float all the way around through the larger ones. So how I'm going to do that, so I'm opening them up, so I'm using the same size as these ones, so these would be my 9mm. So I'm just going to separate that out, so you can see I've got like a gap in between. So if I just drop that through, so I'm taking it all the way around, and I need to really make sure that I don't put this ring through those smaller ones. So then I'm going to go round and through the next 2 that are alongside. So if I just bring that together, hopefully when I close it you'll be able to see what I mean when so it's sort of floating in between. So it's going to sit in between all of those. So it hasn't gone through those 2 smaller ones, and it's just moving and floating in between there. So I carry on, taking the next one. So I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going through, so in between the 2 larger ones, all the way around, keep going to the next ones, all the way around, so that floats again. So you can see, so these 2, the floating ones, are not really attached to anything. So I'll go and do the next one. So in, and I find it easier to sort of like twist. I mean, I'll show you on the actual jump rings in a minute, but sort of twist it round. So there we go. So we've now got our original line with all our floating rings.
It's like the Olympic rings.
It does, doesn't it? It looks pretty like that. So then we can start to form our flower shape. So what we need to do now, we need to add in 2 of the larger rings. So if I just take those, so I'm going to go through the 2 here and the 2 here and do that up. And I'll do the same there. So I'm going through the smaller. So I've now got my actual flower shape, but what I need to do is I need to add in, I need to put in the 2 floating rings so that it matches up with the rest of it.
Yeah.
Now this bit, I'll be completely honest, I found a little bit fiddly on the smaller scale, just because I think you're getting less, you've got less room to work really. So don't lose heart at
would
this
pliers work easier? You obviously work with pliers all the time.
Yeah,
so
when you're using the small jump rings, you'd always use your pliers.
Yeah.
But like Claire says, when you connect it then into a circle, if you want to say your wiggle room, where you can get that jump ring in as reduced, because it's become more of a static piece of jewellery rather than a fluid piece of jewellery because of that. Because you've connected it all together. So yeah, the very last two floating jump rings are a little bit more tricky to get in. But if you just take your time, take your patience, if it doesn't go in the first couple of times, if you just pop it down, walk away, come back, it's when you keep trying, then you start to distort the jump rings and it won't go in to where you need it to go. So yeah, it's
a bit like you with your weaving.
Yeah, that's it. Just take your time and just take it slowly. Don't try and get a bit ahead of yourself and go, oh yeah, I can do this now, and go faster, because that's when you'll find that you'll connect one jump ring into where it doesn't need to go, and it ruins the pattern.
Yeah, because I was sometimes going in through the smaller rings, so and that confused me at first. So I was sometimes, when I'm taking it round, I was actually picking up the two jump rings there. So it's remembering that those sort of floating ones actually don't attach to anything, do they at all? They're sort of that's why they're floating.
They're just floating jump rings. That's
what do you call them? That's a sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a sandwich. Your floating rings are like you're filling in your sandwich.
Lovely, lovely.
Okay, I'm going to swap in a minute. If that's okay.
Yeah. Whilst you're swapping, I've got a few text messages for you, lovely Claire. Sarah in Suffolk saying, yay, wanted to see Claire doing chainmail. Woke up and tuned in just in time. Great job, Claire. Well done.
Sarah.
Yeah, totally agree. Didn't she do well? They're so critical of themselves. They've done amazing. Brian, morning, lovely ladies. Claire, your designs are amazing. And that's Brian up in Lanarkshire.
Thanks very much,
Wendy
Brian.
in Berkshire, I'm glad you guys have done this weekend. It makes newbies like me realise we all get nervous when we first start.
Yeah.
Claire and Fleur, brilliant. Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. You've got lots of text messages, as did Fleur, so we will make sure that you obviously see all of those. So wonderful. Yeah, you've got to start somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah, you have, and it's, I'm really, really pleased that, you sort of, because I don't think I would have actually gone into and had a go at it, so I am really pleased.
And I think the thing is that it's really brilliant is you've had to remember the whole pattern as well. So you not only had to learn it yourself, you have to demonstrate it and remember the pattern. Whereas with wire work, with the flowers, I could have gone a little bit where I wanted to go with it, whereas Claire's had to learn a specific pattern all the way through.
You have to stay within those guidelines with chainmail, don't you? You do have to. Well, you can add to it, like you said earlier on, you can embellish with it as well. But if you're not like me, I haven't got a great memory, if you've got your DVDs, you're all sorted. Speaking of, we're about to bring edition 1, actually. Are any of these weaves included? Has Claire actually had a go on any of these?
I don't know. This one is
Debbie's, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Claire's done the 2 in 2, which is what the very first weave was, because she linked 2 jump rings into 2 jump rings into 2 jump rings. So that's the 2 in 2 there. But no, this DVD is brilliant because you've got the jump ring sizes and the wire gauge information.
There we go.
There.
Which you do need, don't you? You do absolutely need. And speaking of your wire gauge information, we've got coil cutting pliers here. So this is for making your wires, isn't it? Is this the right? Have I got everything here, Kim? Yeah. Oh wait, and there's more. There's a toolkit as well. So not only are you getting an hour-long DVD of chainmail with lovely Debbie Bulford, who also loves her chainmail. You've got 8 different sections on this DVD. You've also got, from Beadsmith, this is what we call our jump ring coil cutting pliers. So it's a very strange, odd-looking tool, but basically it makes wonderful jump rings. So if ever you do run out, which you've just seen the last 3 bundles actually sell out with us here, then it doesn't stop you making jewellery. I bet you make jump rings a whole lot, Fleur.
Yeah, I've made quite a few thousand jump rings in time.
I bet. I bet. And this is a great tool, isn't it? Because it does give that really sharp edge.
It does, yeah. So it holds holding the coil itself is very difficult because you can't hold it in your fingers and cut it with a saw. So this is a real safety way of holding those coils. And if you want to make bright pink jump rings or blue jump rings or whatever colour wires you have in your stash, you can do with these.
Now, speaking of saws, yes, that's included in the kit as well. Comes in our wonderful packaging, our Jewellery Maker packaging like this. It has the saw and also all of those saw blades. If I just move that out to the side, there's little individual packets which have got multiples in as well, and they're measured in aughts, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, 1/0 is the thickest blade, going down to the 6/0. So for cutting jump rings, you probably need the 1/0 or the 2.
I don't know why that always reminds me of like Lord of the Rings.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Orcs.
Yeah, orcs, yeah.
Yeah, think of them as orcs.
Much more attractive than those, actually. So yeah, I mean, again, this is what you need. That's all you need.
Yeah,
and some pliers.
And also as well, if you're making a wirework necklace and you've made it in the royal blue wire that we've got, that beautiful blue, you don't want a silver jump ring on the end to, you know, for your clasp. You can make your own jump rings or your earrings and things like that, you know, so it's great. And sawing, like piercing metal is one of my other passions I absolutely love.
Absolutely.
So, you know, this kit's amazing for lots of mediums.
And those people that are already established in jewellery making, not just chainmail, not just your metal sheets, etc. You know, it's very frustrating when you do run out of jump rings because then you can't finish off a piece. This is going to eliminate all of that, because if you've got wire within your stash, then basically you're sorted, aren't you?
And also as well, I know Claire probably at some point will want to make her own jump rings, because I know Claire likes to make everything from start to finish without using anything that's pre-made. So I know that you would really like this, because you can cut your own jump rings and it's very satisfying to know that you've made that piece from start to finish.
So, okay, the whole shebang should be £30.85. You'd expect that for the tool on its own, wouldn't you? In the packaging and also the replacement saws. Not £30.85 today though. Everything pretty much, bar 1 or 2 auctions throughout the course of the morning, has been a sellout. Wow. That's near on half price.
I paid that for Russell.
Did you?
Yeah, and it didn't come in any blades.
Didn't come with the blades, so you have to pay those on top. And I'd imagine that the actual cutting pliers as well would be very expensive.
Oh, they're expensive. I think they're near the £20 marks if you were going to look elsewhere for them. Because
we've actually outsourced this as well from a different company, Beadsmith, who are, you know, established in jewellery making. So if we're actually going elsewhere, then it's because the brand and the product itself is really amazing quality. £17.95 only, and the DVD as well, which is approximately an hour. So thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. That's all right.
So have you done your swapping? Look how pretty this is.
I know, it looks lovely. It looks really nice like that, doesn't it? So is that just your Helm weave then? So that's your Helm weave, so you could just continue on doing that. So just going back to real basics, I'm sure you do this all the time, but you know, it's opening and closing your jump rings, because that, again, in the same way when you do your wire weaving, it's sort of to try and relax your shoulders a bit, isn't it? And put your elbows on the table, and just to have a lot less stress in your shoulders, so that it's still you know, a pleasurable experience.
Yeah, I do that as well when I'm trying to. I'm concentrating. You do tense up, don't you? Yeah. You do tense up. So apparently, I've got a concentration face. Have you got a concentration face?
I said that earlier about. I think I must have a chainmail face as well.
What's your chainmail face?
Like that.
Like a what?
Like that.
Yeah, cool.
What's yours? Mine's.
Do you want to see mine? Tom pointed this out to me because he was laughing. He was like, you know, when someone's going, and you're like, what? It's like, why is your bottom jaw stuck out? Apparently, I said like that.
So between the three of us, we're very attractive.
Oh, yes.
Concentration
faces. Wonderful concentration faces.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Claire.
That's all right. So I'm going to do that complicated bit again, so you can just see. You know, when I was saying how I found it a little bit harder when you've done all this section, and just when you've got less room to manoeuvre around. So if I just show you sort of like how I dealt with it. So I've got that larger ring. So I just want to take it from the lines to connect it all up. So I'd obviously go through the smaller ones.
It does look easier when you're using your jump ring, using your pliers, because you've got that intricacy there, haven't you?
You've got more move. Your pliers, because like you do with wire work and a lot of mediums, your pliers are just an extension of your hands. Basically, you become like Edward Scissorhands, but with pliers.
Yeah, fair enough. And those larger ones, like I say, they're quite tough, aren't they, to open and close. So
again, that's a really lovely pendant, like it is. Like you just had it suspended there, stunning.
So and that's what I've done on one of them. I've just put you know, just had one of these. So this is the point, you know, where you're sort of adding in those floating, the floating ones. So I'm just going all the way around, and it sort of ideally will force open the two next to it. but you can see. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to do, can you see there? So I haven't gone through, so although I've gone through the first two, I haven't gone through that second set.
The next ones.
So it's, and again, this is where, I don't know how you demo this because I would have it right up close to my face at home. So if we just let that drop there. So what I need to do now is close that one up. If I just bring that a bit closer. So there we go. So I've done the one side, but you can just see there how it's a little bit fiddlier at that end point, but a little bit of perseverance.
And again, practice makes perfect. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the first one I did, you know, took several attempts, and then sort of, because I've made a few since then.
Did you make 20?
Not 20, I did, and I didn't like audition them, no, like you did. You're fired. I didn't do any of that. But you can see there, so I've got my beautiful little flower there. So what I did then, because you've got your different, you know, your different shaped gems, is you can play about, so in exactly the same way, and then I went back into my comfort zone, so it's just making different centres for your flowers. So they sit beautifully. The rose quartz, the larger faceted ones, sit beautifully, and so I just wired in, you know, with some of your, if you've got the first kit, for example, you've got all that wired work.
Can I just say, both kits would work amazing with one another, wouldn't they? Both kits, because you've got the jump rings and the bundles that you've had just here in your jump rings, because you had those calla lilies earlier on.
Well, a week ago when we were panicking, we did come up with that idea.
Yeah.
Of like, let's just merge them both together.
Yeah. Liz and Ken, hello to you. I thought I'd never be able to do chainmail, but I watched Fleur a couple of days ago, and now Claire's doing it. I'm hooked and can do it now. Yeah, absolutely.
And I bet you'll love it, Liz. I bet, you know, I think if you're anything like me, you'll really, really enjoy it, and you won't look back.
It is very addictive, and you always say, Fleur, that it's, you know, as a medium, it's like you're creating a piece of jewellery which looks like it should be within, and it is within, a jewellery establishment.
I think Claire's been doing chainmail for a week. If I made a Helm flower and made it exactly the same and put them down side by side, nobody would be able to tell which one was mine and which one was Claire's. So nobody would be able to tell who'd been making them for a few years and who'd been making them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So that's personally what I love about chainmail, is it looks that finished all the time, and it's neat the whole way through.
Especially if you're getting our jump rings, because again,
that's it, yeah.
Whilst they've all sold out, and I don't know if the kit has, no, the kit sold out straight away, didn't it? The quality of our jump rings is amazing.
Yeah, that's what's going to stand your chainmail apart from everybody else, is because you can get those very, very neat closures, it looks a finished piece. If one little bit's not finished properly, you've got a glint of copper coming through from the inner core of the wire, it just doesn't look professional, whereas our jump rings are precision cut, so you get that absolute.
Which obviously equates to why they always sell out. It always, and why guest designers literally scurry out of the studios live on air, because they have to get hold of them. And like I said, if you're as a member of staff, it does happen, doesn't it? And like I say, with the new wirework as well, Claire. But there are alternatives, and this is one of those. This is our jump ring maker, and it makes ovals, which is like, gosh, chicken's teeth.
Yep.
Oval jump rings. Chicken's teeth. Well, chicken don't have teeth, do they?
No.
It's a rubbish metaphor, to be fair. But yeah, you can't basically get them very often, can you? Oval jump rings. They always sell out. So how does this wonderful gadget work? Because I've never seen it before.
So this has got 3 mandrels within there, and each mandrel is a different diameter. I think off the top of my head they're 5x3, 6x4 and 7x5 are the mandrel size. You take your mandrels, your base plate in this case is blue, so the one that you're looking at the minute is clear, but this one is blue. You screw the mandrel into the base plate and use it like a gizmo coil, so just as, I think they're Hannah's hands, might be, or Linda's, just as they're going to now demonstrate, you literally use it as a gizmo coil and you're going to coil the wire, so you're making gizmo coils, whereas that one that we're looking at now is round, these ones are oval. So oval jump rings give you a different look to your chainmail, like we were saying about the square profile jump rings, a completely different look. They're also very, very good for ends of necklaces and bracelets, because they're oval, the cuts on the long side, so the strongest parts are the 2 shorter edges. So where your beading thread would go to and where your finding would go to, it's not going to work its way out of the cutting the jump ring, like a round jump ring
That
could,
makes sense.
if it hasn't been
It's a little
closed
bit
properly.
stronger,
It's
yeah.
a little bit stronger.
Also great for using with earrings as well, aren't they? Because they actually make the earring point the wrong way, the right way, not the wrong way. Point forward rather than to the side. Have you ever noticed that sometimes?
Yes,
When you're wearing earrings and they go, and you've got the say like for example Claire's earrings here. Ideally, sometimes they might spin. But an oval jump ring would eliminate that, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, and it elongates as well. It looks, they look beautiful.
Lovely. Now, they are limited in stock, folks. Already lots of you getting involved on those phone lines. $7.95 only. So you're never going to be out jump rings there, basically. And more to the point, your oval jump rings. Fabulous. So you've just been sewing on one of your rose quartz.
All I've done there is, so I've taken some 0.4, and so with the faceted rose quartz, so I'm just going to sort of go through from one side, and find the drill hole and sort of come out the other side, so that I'm just popping that in. But the way how I did it, because you get really lovely, the other thing I really like with the chainmail is, depending on how you hold the and you could wire it and add in other things, you can create different shapes, can't you? So although that's sort of a flat object, you can see it's sort of more of a like a water lily like that, which it's a lovely for me. I'm quite excited to put this with combine it with the wire work as well, because like the flowers that you did,
say you could put that in the middle of the flower.
That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? To combine the two mediums. So I think that is really exciting. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to now wire in at the back, and obviously this will be because it's the back section. So you'd want to, as with any other jewellery wire work, is keeping this nice and neat. But because you've got loads of area around the gem and around those jump rings to just secure it really neatly, but by going across, it's sort of given me that a bit more of a structure, so it's a bit more of a solid shape. So so that was that's essentially that. And then I added in, is it to add into the floating ones? Yeah.
So if you want to hang your piece, it's easier to hang them onto the floating jump rings because they're not part of the structure of the actual piece.
Okay.
So if you want to keep it a nice round circle, the actual 2x2 initial weave is what's going to create the circle, and the floating jump rings then will keep it all in place when you want to hang them.
So you'd actually attach your jump ring and your bail and everything to that then.
To the floating jump
Can we have a
rings.
little look at Claire's designs again, because I just think they're amazing, Claire. And so included in here, and again you've done the Helm flower, then you've added to it in this centre. Is that right? Is that your one which you kind of ad-libbed?
That's she started off with the starburst, and then
on your pendants, isn't it?
On the pendants DVD, and then the next one along is where Claire's just had a little play. So that was a traditional starburst or a chrysanthemum, whatever you want to call, whatever you know them as.
So this is the Helm flower.
That's the Helm flower.
Okay.
So that's the same. So the Helm flower again, but with so I've just added in a few more gems.
And this is again, this is chainmail, and we don't think about this at the top. Is literally jump rings linked together simply as like a paper chain, I suppose. Can you see that? Can you see that? So that's chainmail.
Yeah. All chainmail is just linking one into one.
Saw that on your DVD as well. That is it the Mobius?
Yeah,
If I lift that
Mobius.
up a little bit. There we go. So I just thought I'd add in that because you can
nice
play about
feature
it with all the So that this was the one that was sort of a little bit ad lib, the donutty one, because quite a weighty piece. So you can see it's sort of like two different different sides. But if you wire in, again using your 0.4, wire in your gems around the
Again, that
side.
and that long length of chain, that 32-inch chain that we were
you
talking
could
about
just have the one, couldn't you?
would look amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't they do well? Should we give our lovely Claire a clap? Absolutely incredible. They can both breathe a sigh of relief now, can't they? Because let's just say you were both a little bit nervous this morning when you stepped into the studio. No, they did amazing. More challenges. I think we should do this more often. But it's easy for me to say that, isn't it?
Well, the guest designers will love to be challenged.
There we go. We've still got so much more to bring you. Pretty much everything that we've brought you so far has actually sold out. Now, ladies, I'm going to scoot past you this way. Scoot past you this way, because those that have just tuned in and are thinking, okay, hang on a minute, this coated quartz has actually been on the screens for a fair while. It is without shadow of a doubt one of the biggest auctions that we've got this weekend. It's brand new and launched today. I was talking earlier on about how quartz, it can be a little bit underestimated. Quartz, yes, it's more of an abundant mineral than some gemstones out there. However, there is a big difference between gem quality quartz and the mineral quartz. You know, if it looks like compact ice, you know, sometimes after a snowfall where the ice has been compacted and sort of washed up against the side of the road, it's a little bit sludgy, a little bit mushy. That is quartz essentially, but it's less desirable quartz. When you've got beautiful, almost diamond-like clarity, no big black marks within the gemstone, that's what we aspire to as gem collectors. Now, we'll take that amazingly high-end quality quartz and influence a treatment. Now, it was only actually first stemmed and originated in the 1990s, named after the company that actually discovered this treatment, and it was called Azotic. And Azotic use it with diamonds, not diamonds, sorry, so your topaz, use it with quartz and various different gemstones for that matter. And it's tiny microns across the surface of the gemstone of multiple metals, basically, which form a kind of kaleidoscope effect. If you got the first kit, if you got the kit just, would look incredible with. Because look at those lovely unicorn-esque tones. That's what we were referring to with the ladies earlier on. Unicorn-esque tones that you get from within. So if you're a pastel lover, then this is without shadow of a doubt going to appeal to you. Yes, we had connections with Frozen. We had lots of connections with sort of fairies and whimsical. It does take you back to.
It does. It's just like you say. It just looks like it's come from a fairyland.
It does.
Yeah.
It's as I imagine sort of fairy wings to be, you know? Is it what, Fern Gully or something like that, where they're all little...
But they also could be like dragonfly wings.
Yes.
But, you know, you could wire them into a dragonfly.
Oh, I'd love to see a dragonfly made out of these as well. For those of you that love to do your Jandwire rings, then again, you're going to make multiples of. This is 430 carats in total of your coated quartz with that beautiful gem quality clarity. See, any big black marks, any cloudiness, any feather-like inclusions would actually hinder that kaleidoscope effect right the way up to 35 by 6 millimeters in dimensions and size. But again, because they're top drilled, you can suspend these, you can elevate these. So they could be perfect for a bridal tiara, day at the races, something very whimsical.
You could do like a bridal bouquet. When we did the wedding show a couple of weeks ago, and last week, sorry, and a lot of ladies were saying, can they make their own gemstone bouquet? And these would look
What a lovely idea. And as soon as you start putting wedding before anything, you know, the prices absolutely skyrocket, don't they?
But people have that a lot, don't they? Of just one single gem wired onto like a tiara twist within there, and you could just put one, couldn't you, on your length of wire? I'm just looking up though all the different pearlized like zari threads, and that would go really nicely. So, and the coloured wires, depending on, it would just bring out different of that sort of pearlized.
Yeah. If you actually team it with, like for example, the sort of pinky jumpers that we had just, it's going to bring out the pink. If you've got the blue, it's going to bring out the blue. If you've got gold, it's going to bring out those golden toes. $8.95 only. Hundreds of these have sold out. We had 500 quantity, down to the last what couple of hundred remaining. I don't know. I might be a little bit optimistic there. Coming your way. I have to show you this before you go anywhere. It is absolutely stunning. Now, ruby, sapphire and emerald, the big five. You've heard me say certainly before, colour is king. The more primary, the more valuable, especially when it comes to ruby, sapphire and emerald. And I could literally walk into our vault and pull out all of the similar strands, you know, where they've got these three gemstones, because we do bring it to you as a trio combination, because going back to what Fleur said, it means you can get all three at a more affordable price tag. And I truly think that this will have the most primary palette out of the entirety. I mean, the girls are absolutely smitten by it. The first time I actually showed it to the camera, both of them, and I don't think they realised, by the way, Claire and Fleur, both went, literally leant forward. It's incredible depth of colour, isn't it?
It's very captivating strand.
Very, very, very captivating. It's coming up in a star buy, so not long to wait. A few minutes' time after this very short break, we will be going into your beautiful star buy of sapphire, emerald and ruby.
Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
The colour of rose quartz ranges from a very tender pale pink to a delicate powder pink and can be transparent through to translucent. This gem has adorned ornaments and jewellery since ancient times. Known as the gemstone of true love, it's said that rose quartz allows you to get to know your true self and to love that true self in all its beauty.
There are two easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Come and join guest designer Mark Smith with his fantastic DVD, Chips and Nuggets with Wire. Mark guides you through everything you need to know to create these stunning pieces. From the tools that you will use to different types of wire and the gorgeous gemstones featured, it's like having a personal tutor in your living room.
You know, sometimes when it needs no introduction, because this doesn't. Claire, you were just literally stood by me going, can I have a look? Can I have a look, Al? Fleur, do you want? Yeah. Yes, do you want to come over? We've got 34 of these available in the world, but wait.
Wow.
These are totally natural.
Are they?
Okay, that won't mean anything to some people. Because we know that 95% of the world's generally ruby, sapphire and emerald is treated, usually fissure filled, to intensify those primary colours, to intensify the diaphanity. Have you seen a strand like this?
Never.
You can.
Never.
We've got 34.
Those yellows are amazing.
Isn't it the canary yellows as well? I'm drawn to those as well, and the emeralds. I'm drawn to them all, but...
I just said I couldn't decide which one was my favourite.
Rubies are my favourite.
See, now I'm going yellow sapphire and the emeralds. We've got no other strand like this.
They're amazing.
Yeah. Nothing like this.
They are absolutely amazing.
It couldn't be any more primary, could it? It could not be any more primary. Sarah in Suffolk, holy moly, those colours. Looks like a child's paint palette, but a lot more beautiful. No, Sarah, do you know what? We actually are thinking exactly alike. Because the best way, and I'm quite simple when it comes to sort of remembering things, and I try and keep things very simple. So when I was talking to, when I first learned, right, okay, primary colours, that's what you want. That's what you want with these gemstones, with the big high-end gemstones. We're going to have to bring the price in, because look, already half the stock has gone. $69.95. Yeah, I mean, for what you're getting here, even if you got it home and sold it on straight away, at half the length, I truly think you'd be making a profit. I truly believe. So yeah, Sarah, going back to what you were saying, 100%. If you imagine a child's paint palette, you know, like when you're in nursery and kindergarten and you sort of start with the big sort of pieces of paper and you're splashing on, and a bit like elephants to paint with and everything like that. It's the primary colours, isn't it? It's the primary colours. That's what you want with these gemstones. The more intense those blues, those yellows, those greens, those reds, the more valuable. My goodness, we had 34 and we're straight down to 17. Can I just encourage Oregon, Charlene, Heidi, Jacqueline and Ruby. There's literally 5 of you there on the web. Is that right, Kim? 7 on the web. And about 12 people on the phone lines right now, so the maths does not add up to what you're seeing on your screens. Sorry, girls, we're going to miss out on this. It is amazing, though, isn't it? And I'm absolutely delighted for those of you that are being successful right now, because when you get this home, natural sapphire is almost unheard of. Natural emerald, most retailers, jewellery retailers, I don't think they'd even be able to tell you whether they've been actually treated or not. Well, certainly when I was working in jewellery establishments, I didn't know the treatment of the emeralds. Ruby, again, usually fisher filled to enhance that colour. This needed none of that, such as the quality.
With those, do you know the 29mm gold on stone and silver jump rings that we did a couple of hours ago?
Yeah.
You just need one jump ring and one, like what you were saying before, one jump ring and one of those. For me, it'd be a ruby. That would be my money back for the whole strand.
Yeah, 100%, without shadow of a doubt. I mean, it's easy. You know, we talk about don't get complacent. We say it quite a lot. We say it so much. But really, this is no reflection of the true value or worth. Massive heartfelt congratulations to each and every single one of you. You've got cashmere blues there, haven't you? You've got Ceylon blues. You've got definite sort of Zambian and Colombian S-tones. You've definitely got your Burmese hues coming through, and even Papradacha tones with the red, with the yellows. Incredible. I'm gonna have to leave that there because again, it's gonna sell out, and I think it might well have done so already. Well done. But we're not just done with. We're not finished with your big 5 gemstones. Now you do love a ruby, don't you, Fleur?
Can you remember the show when we had a bit of the thing about the rubies and the emeralds?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about the ruby.
It's all about the emerald. I love ruby.
It's not going to be a fight, is there?
No, you know what? Because I own the same. I've got 2 emerald rings and I've got 2 ruby rings. So what does that tell you? I love both of them as well. Now, we've got a massive quantity of this, which is incredible. 110 carats. And you'll see the difference. Different locations around the world will bring you different offerings. If you love the more, it's a horrible expression, pigeon blood colour, then, you know, Burmese ruby, the strand that you've just seen, it is that primary red. If you love the more, again, Thai ruby is quite primary as well. If you like the more sort of intense, full-bodied Merlot-esque colours, then look towards your Indian and your African ruby. And this has got that really intense, velvety burgundy red. These are big, beautiful drops. Again, they're solitaires in my eyes. A 29 centimetre strand of natural ruby. Again, you can see the fact that this has got that lovely colour, most definitely and obviously this gorgeous gemstone. Top drills are great for those of you that are thinking, well, I could wire wrap these. I could set them even into some silver clay or some copper clay even. I could suspend these on a simple pair of sterling silver earrings, shepherd hook earrings, and probably recuperate my costs. Big quantity does mean that Kim, my producer, has kind of got license to push those boundaries even further. And believe me, she's not afraid to push those boundaries. You see the two words behind me, challenge. Is this a challenge for you, Kim? Oh, she says it is a little bit. It should be. Wow. This is already incredible, right? $14.95. So maybe you couldn't invest in the last strand, but you still love your ruby, the king of gemstones, one the most expensive coloured gemstones to be sold at auction. You know, they say, when people say, what do you do for a job? This isn't a job. This is not a job. It's not a job. Do you get what I'm saying? This is a privilege.
It is. It's a real privilege.
This is a. Well, I can't explain how. Well, I can. It's because of our amazing buying team and the routes that we go to, the methods and the distances that we travel to bring you such opportunities. But £9.95 for genuine ruby. You can kind of understand, and I've had discussions, gosh, many times, and I'm sure you have as well, ladies, you know, where you bump into someone and they don't know Jewellery Maker as well as we do, obviously. They're not as passionate about Jewellery Maker because obviously they haven't maybe shopped with us yet. And they go, well, how's that possible?
Yeah.
Have you had that question?
Yeah, is it just ruby coloured?
Yeah. Because certain companies do play on those words, don't they? And I think it's grossly misleading. You know, well, I think trading standards would have a field day. And by the way, I'm talking here, you know, on our home soil as companies which get away with it. No, this is genuine ruby for £9.95, and yet that is the actual carat weight. On the bottom of the screens, those of you that have shopped with us for a length of time, it actually says ruby from Africa. Any treatment, we will always tell you if there was any treatment of the gemstones. It doesn't matter, it's industry standard treatment. It doesn't devalue the gemstone essentially, but we tell you because it actually rarity when it's not been enhanced or encouraged within a laboratory. That means a great deal when it comes to sapphires and rubies and emeralds in particular. We've got people buying 2s, 3s, 4s. Gosh, tons and tons and tons of you there. Webbitters, do check out as soon as you possibly can. So it is understandable why people go, it's too good to be true.
Yeah, it is. I know personally when I've sold like genuine gemstone pieces with my chainmail and they've gone, oh, is that like ruby coloured plastic or glass? No, they're actual rubies. You know, and they can't believe that but just because you can buy it at £9.95 doesn't mean you have to sell it at £9.95.
No, absolutely not. Again, no reflection of the true value or worth. Well, Steve Bennett, our previous CEO, when it comes to ruby, actually, he said something, and it was with his Burmese ruby collection. He said, I'm not buying it again. I don't know if he's changed his mind since, but he said, I'm not buying it again because we've kind of cut our nose off to spite our face. He said, because we've sold it and managed to negotiate such an amazing price point for it, and we've, you know, passed on those savings to our wonderful customers, you know, people think, oh, it's too good to be true. And I can understand that, really.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can.
You can, you certainly, it's like you always think there's no such thing as a free dinner. There's no such thing. But with that for £9.95, amazing.
Incredible. It's going to sell out, of course. We've got people buying 4s and 3s and everything. Well done to every single one of you. Moving on, though, all different budgets, all different affordabilities. I'm going to bring you some lovely coral. Oh, are we not doing? No? 6. Oh, no, here it is. Got it. Oh. From the Bolivia mine, Anahi Ametrine, this bicolour gem. Oh, look at the sparkle. This bicolour gemstone, which is a fusion of amethyst and citrine. It is a huge anomaly of nature, exceedingly rare. What you want in terms of valuing this gemstone, because it isn't necessarily mainstream. There are very few jewellers up and down the sort of UK and around the world that will actually be able to bring you Ametrine just because of its sheer scarcity, which is becoming even more and more so as the government, the Bolivia government, have intervened just because of its. They want to capitalise on it, and I don't blame them whatsoever. In terms of valuing, you're looking for obviously carat weight. It's all the 4 C's basically, the same as your diamonds. Clarity, you've definitely got the clarity, you can see the internal brilliance. Colour, you want that combination, the 2 tones of the purple and the of the amethyst and the citrine, and quality of the cut basically. So put your diamond grading hat on if you like. It's the first gemstone that I actually bought myself when I came to work here at Jewellery Maker, because I'd heard of Ametrine, but I couldn't believe the prices that we actually bring it at. And again, it's understandable that many of our professionals, our gemologists, and those that are within the industry and have been within the industry for many years will actually think, I think this gemstone is destined for the dizzy heights like tanzanites and, you know, the big considered price points. Because the Bolivia mine, I don't know if you've ever actually seen a picture of it, it actually reminds me of kind of like the Hobbits, you know, the little, where they live that's what the entrance is like. It's tiny, and yet that supplies the entire world supply of this gorgeous gemstone, and it's natural. There's no way of replicating it whatsoever. Apparently we should be at £17.95. I mean, that's completely and utterly illogical. Lowest price point for you coming on your screen, every penny, every pound, and we can't even buy this gemstone in its rough formation anymore. We used to go direct to the mine, can't do that anymore. £14.95 only. It basically means that the Bolivia is not known for its lapidarists. So we're going to have to wait for a whole industry to be developed, essentially. That makes sense. And that's not something you learn overnight. That tends to take decades, learning to cutting of gemstones, which has increased the demand and increased the price point. £14.95 only. Ladies, what would you be doing with your Ametrine?
I would put it with the kit that I had, I think, with those colours. I mean, that to me is like spring or summer flowers. It's so pretty, so pretty.
What a lovely combination.
It's gorgeous,
I totally
isn't
agree.
it?
You're kind of tying in all of the blues and the pinks together, aren't you?
I've just bought an Ametrine ring for my birthday, and so I'll be getting this to make a bracelet to go with it.
Oh, that would be incredible. A bracelet like what you wear?
Yeah, and then I've got a nice big square Ametrine ring. Winging its way to me. My mum bought it for me from the bit.
Oh, so beautiful. So you know then, Fleur, what to look for. It's that intensity of colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want it to be pale or wishy-washy. You want to have that lovely purple. You want to have that obvious sort of sunshine buttercup yellow.
I just love the two colours. And I think I love citrines, one of my favourites as well. And amethyst is just such a beautiful gemstone. But I know a lady who's probably watching, Diane, it was her late husband's gemstone birthday was in November, and she is February, so she adores Ametrine because it's both their birthstones.
Do you know, you told me that story once before, and
it
literally melted my heart. That was such a lovely story. Amazing. Okay, got to move on. I've got more to bring you though. Oh, beautiful topaz. Oh, this is hot pink. Can we bring back that? Can we bring back? Well, hang on a minute. The quartz, the new strand of quartz, the kit that you've just seen there on the back of my hand, the Ametrine. I'm going to do it. What a combination of colours. Ametrine. Even the Amazonite that we had earlier on.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh.
See, if you did wedding fairs or something like that, I would just have those strands, I'd multi-buy on those and just have them, and that would get so many people's attention, wouldn't it? Because
really
you covered
would.
all, say, all your, I mean, bridal, if you sort of separated them out, but if you have them all together, you know, all your bridesmaids colours. I mean, with
the jump rings that you just had, the lovely pinkish blush jump rings with the silver. There is no other pink topaz available on our website, by the way. This is the only pink topaz strand that we actually have. Yeah, that's a really good point. In fact, I'm trying to think if we've ever actually sold it here at Jewellery Maker. So topaz is a gemstone which can be found in lots of different colours, but it also is a naturally brilliant forming gemstone. It loves to show off its internal clarity and sparkles. That's why topaz is often used as an alternative to diamonds. When you actually influence it with this lovely coating, again, we call it hot pink. So amazing, I agree. This is just so incredibly bridal. There's approximately 500 wedding fairs up and down the UK. 500! No wonder it's big business. No wonder it's big business. And you could just take one of those and suspend it.
Yeah, just briolet wrap the top and pop it on a sterling silver chain.
And you're done.
Yeah, and then same with the
incredible.
earrings. The bridesmaid jewellery tends to be more understated than big and bold. It tends to be very delicate because the dresses are quite...
I was going to say, the dresses tend to be the focal point, and similarly with the brides generally, isn't it?
Yeah. So a bride may just wear a simple pearl necklace or just, a gemstone drop on a chain.
Oh, imagine these with pearls.
I was thinking, the pearls that we had earlier.
Those pearls.
Because you've got all the different colours, haven't you?
Yeah, just one of those, with one of those actually suspended from the pearls that we had earlier on, because it had a really pinkish pearlescence. But if you've got pearls already at home, which you're thinking, I can see that pinkish glow that we've been referring to. Here are, just for demonstrational purposes, just imagine one of those. Oh, look how amazingly beautiful that is. Now, should be This is the only pink topaz strand that we've got available. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 coming your way at the launch price. I mean, this is absolutely astonishing. For topaz with this clarity, with this intensity and this uniformity of colour as well, a tenner. I mean, if you took one of those gemstones and briolette wrapped it like you just said, Fleur, everyone recognises topaz as a gemstone as well. It's a birthstone, so surely you'd be asking more than £10.
Definitely, but because you know me with my colour clashing I'd put that with a ruby.
Would you?
Yeah.
Which one? Which ruby?
That one. I'd put those two together.
That's a nice idea.
I'd add those two together.
Oh, that does really work, doesn't it?
And for £20, and then you're finding as well. But you've got a lot of gemstones there that you can then make multiple suites of jewellery with.
You really have. I've got to bring the pearls back in as well.
That to me would be my ideal. That would be what I would put together.
Yeah, I want a bit of this as well, Fleur. I'm definitely fancying this as a bundle. I'm definitely fancying the pink topaz. Well, I've done whole hours of pink topaz before in previous employers. Always one of our most popular. And the beauty is of topaz, there's very few pink gemstones which actually have got the brilliance like that this will bring you. Pink sapphire hasn't got the same amount, well, very rarely will it actually have the clarity like this. Pink diamonds, well, then you're looking at massively considered price points. Loads of you there, it's going to sell out. Congratulations, stay where you are on those phone lines. Need to move on to some lovely black pearls. Oh my goodness. Now, what makes the most, what would you say? Okay, so the diamonds have the 4 C's. Pearls have what? The size, the shape, the nacre surface, and the orient. Those are the equivalent in pearls. What would you think would be the most important? What's the most important to you? Because it is different. There's no right or wrong answer. But what's most important to you then, Fleur?
I think for me it's the pearlescence, whatever that one's called. You know,
the
shimmer.
The shimmer, absolutely. What about you, Claire?
Yeah, I think probably the size and the shape as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Size and shape, yeah, totally. Pearlescence. So if you love the secondary hues of colours, absolutely fantastic. Like the strand that you just saw, amazing. Now these are perfectly round, so the shape is incredible. So perfect shape and a really wearable size. You are getting one pair. They're half drilled, and I'm going to pick this up with a grabber because then you can really scrutinise that shape that I'm referring to. They are half drilled, meaning the drill hole goes only halfway into the gemstone. So if you have got any of your butterfly backs or you've got wire that you could turn into findings, you can make a really high-end piece of jewellery just with literally with a little bit of your precision glue. Essentially, that's all you basically need. Black freshwater culture pearl 6mm plain round, and you are getting a pair. So you've got 2 of these, both with that perfectly spherical shape. And yet you were saying pearlescence, you can still see those pinkish hues coming through. So that's your favourite. Imagine these with the pink topaz.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be incredible. Or with the pearl, or with the ruby, actually.
Yeah.
Incredible. Very affordable price tag. There's a lot of activity on the web. Kim's like, oh my God. Kim, are you all right, love? Now, when Kim said black pearls, Mike, one of our directors, directing me right now, said £20. Yeah, because black pearls generally are more expensive, more considered, aren't they? Generally quite... Wait, we've got a text message to show you first. How much? You made me drop my half-finished necklace. Woohoo! Liz, I don't know. Liz, I don't know what they're going to.
No, you can't do them for that. You've missed the 1 or the 2 even.
We had 65.
Wow.
30 have already gone because people are buying 3s and multiple. Well, why wouldn't you? How? And again, for those people that are new to jewellery making, it's so easy to make these.
This is probably the easiest piece of jewellery you'll ever make, because if you've got your findings, we do quite a lot of the studs and the pendant drops. to make these beautiful pairs of earrings with, or put into a pendant. It's literally, it'd be the only piece of jewellery that you have to make that you don't have to not justify to somebody who wants to make us. They'll just see a pair of pearl earrings, and everybody's like knows how expensive pearl earrings actually are. If you went into a shop, you know, you probably wouldn't get change for at least £50, would you, for a pair of pearl earrings?
Look, perfect. Perfectly wearable size, aren't they? Sold out though. Well done. Well, I tell you what, don't worry. Don't want to starve you of pearls. Sorry if I look like a robot, by the way. I've done something to the side of my neck. These are bigger. Oh gosh, can you imagine the two together? Imagine the white pearl with the black pearl, but they're also a different shape. These are more buttons, as you can see, or rondelles. Now, they're just basically a little bit more squished.
They're like me. They're shorter and wider.
Perfect, that's what they are. They're like you, perfectly formed. I like the shape of these because they well, let me just hold them up to the ear. Again, they are really wonderful for earrings because they lay that little bit flatter, don't they?
Yeah. So they sit more, like you say, more flat to the ear, so you can see that huge big expanse of that pearl essence, which is what I love about pearls.
Yeah, I can remember us, Fleur, talking about a black and white pair of earrings that was it the Queen?
Yeah.
That had those monochrome earrings.
Black and white pearl earrings, yeah.
And sold for millions.
Well, I wouldn't like to hazard a guess at how much they were, because I mean, usually the price of pearl jewellery or pearl earrings in jewellers, the bigger they are, the more the price skyrockets, isn't it? It's the size of pearls that people like.
Can't pick them
as
up
well.
with the
So I
tweezers.
mean, these ones are absolutely, they're huge pearls, aren't they?
They
look
really
really
are.
nice on the end on a ring.
Yeah,
They sit flat on a ring.
Yeah, Claire, with your wirework, what would you do
I'm
with
just
these?
thinking, I'd started to make a bangle. I'm just thinking I need to get those because that's that would sit amazingly well with. Can you see? I've put a pearl in the centre.
Look.
But yeah, I mean that's all you'd need. I need to get those.
That'd be beautiful.
I don't know if you're going to be able to, Claire. There's loads of people on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
that's
you see?
stunning, by the way.
Yeah, you know, but you would just put your post through like that, and that would be it.
So then they're floating basically, then, aren't they? Giving that image of floating.
Yeah, no drill hole.
3 pairs, so you've got 6 pearls measuring 12mm round. So yeah, like Fleur said, the bigger they are, generally the higher the price point. Should be £9.95. My goodness, that's incredible. Coming your way, just was that £1.20 odd. £1. Right, well, it's £2.32 per pair. So it's £1.15 each, approximately. Give or take, for genuine cultured pearls. As soon as you take a cultured pearl and it goes into the double millimetre size, that's when you start talking really considered price points.
And it's so nice to be able to finish a suite of jewellery off, because not everybody likes a shepherd's hook.
No.
You know, that not everybody likes that dangly earring. People do like studs as well. So to be able to finish a suite of jewellery with pearl stud earrings rather than pearl drop earrings, if you like.
Well, they're wearable, aren't they, as well? They're very classic, but they're a very wearable piece of jewellery by day, by night. You know, you can dress them up or dress them down, quite literally. Perhaps that's why, for centuries, we've never gone out. They've never gone out of fashion, really, have they? They continue to be really fashionable.
Nature's made them as beautiful as they ever can be. They don't need any faceting. They don't need any cutting. They're perfect.
Absolutely, the Queen of the Ocean, £6.95 only. Well done. I don't know, Claire, my lovely, if you're going to be successful on this, my darling. Look how smooth that nacre surface is as well. Almost like, you know, completely seamless. Sharon in Nallickshire, been wanting half drill pearls for stud earrings. Woohoo, good thing, JM. It is, isn't it? And they always sell out. They always do. Because I can imagine, even if you've not done this before, I used to have my own jewellery business and I used to love doing like your craft fairs, your summer fates and things like that, just because they're so chilled and they're so relaxed and you got the kids running around having a lovely time, etc. If you made these, relatively no cost whatsoever, really, relatively no time or skill needed, they'd walk off your stall. Absolutely walk off the stall. And of course, at a profit. Great for charitable. You were saying, remember, Fleur, about...
This is my 3rd month now where I'm doing my charity,
Fabulous.
So yeah, they would be perfect because they would make them a lot of money onto those, I could make a lot of money from a small initial cost.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, Fleur was saying that she's going to utilise the skills that she has of Jewellery Maker, and rather than donate money every single month, whichever by direct debit, she's going to invest that money into something like this. I don't know, and spend a few minutes making the pieces of jewellery, and then quadruple it, if not more.
Oh yeah, I think. Last month I spent £30 and it was over, I think it was nearly £200 by the time everything had sold.
See, I know what, yeah, that's amazing.
So instead of that charity not having £30,
they've now got 200. Incredible. Well done to each and every single one of you. Leave those with you. Now, I'm really excited about this next star buy because the biggest, well, certainly one of the biggest auctions that I've ever done here at well, in my career actually, is from the components that you're about to see. The reason for it is not just beautiful, it's also really, really practical. Are you 100 mile an hour? Are you always rushing here, there and everything? If you're answering yes, then stay tuned. Do you struggle to put bracelets on, you know, with a lobster claw clasp or a bolt ring clasp, or necklaces with your clasp as well? Do you struggle? Because I do all the time. Do you want to make life a whole lot easier and you want to be able to wear all your pieces of jewellery? Because how many times have you gone to put a piece of jewellery on, whether it be a bracelet or a necklace, and I don't know, the taxi's outside and you've got hubby, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whichever it is, at the bottom of the stairs going, will you come on? Because the taxi's outside. It happens to me on a daily basis, it really, really does. And then in the end, you give up wearing something because you haven't got time to put it on. This is going to eliminate all. It sounds ridiculous, but I genuinely know this will eliminate all of those issues. But can I just give you a little heads up between you and I? I used to sell just one of these at just shy under £10. I'm about to bring you multiple packs of this next star buy. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's up next. So I used to sell one of these, not me personally, it was a company that I worked for, obviously, at about £10 each. So not only are they beautiful, and if you think about jewellery, beauty is the main thing that attracts us to it. Practicality, as ladies in particular, I can't remember whether we're inward thinking or outward thinking, what attracts us and which way. I think it does tend to be we're more drawn by the heart, I suppose. And that is scientific, but I can't remember. I don't want to get into it too much. But yeah, initially it's the beauty of the piece which draws our attention. Then we might start thinking about practicality, etc. Or not, as the case might be. Well, these tick both of those boxes. They are also exceedingly beautifully luxurious as well. This is what I would imagine lots of our jewellery makers would be using it with, you know, your pearls, your high-end strands like you've just seen, because they are also added double locking. So you've got the magnet, but you've also got a locking mechanism as well. Now, can I just point out, if you do wear a pacemaker, then please avoid this. I wouldn't recommend it, obviously, because of the magnetic connections to it as well. Because they are fully magnetic. Now, great way of demonstrating these. They're hard. I'll line them all up, try my best to line them all up, because you are getting 6, and obviously because they're magnetic, they naturally want to join. Oh gosh, come on. I'll show you like this, because there's 4. And then there's 2 round here as well. Oh look, there we go. They just want to be they want to be together. They want to be together. So beautiful quality in the silver colour, and also that wonderful titanium-esque colour. Now, why is it so easy to actually put your jewellery on wearing these? Have you ever done this dance?
Concentration face.
Oh, hang on. That's my concentration face. Apparently, so I'm informed. Or have you ever done this dance?
All the time.
All the time! Don't have to do that with these, because all you need to do is, and obviously it's going to be easier because it's actually attached to something, is actually hold your magnet in the same vicinity as each other. Look, look, look. And they will naturally snap together. Wait, because if I turn it round, a little bit of added security in that locking mechanism as well. I cannot stress just how good these are. I've got literally, I couldn't tell you how many of them I've got, because I tend to get them swapped on my jewellery designs, just because then I haven't got to worry about actually putting them on in a rush, because I always put my jewellery on last, especially with your pearls. Recommend you do that. Don't put your hairspray or your perfume on top of pearls, of course, because it does damage them. That's the case with many of your gemstones. You do need to be careful. So put your jewellery on after you've done all of your faffing, I suppose, as my other half actually calls it, and then you can do it really, really quickly and easily. Girls, these are great, aren't they?
They are.
But I used to sell one of these just under £10.
They do make jewellery a lot more accessible to people that maybe don't wear jewellery at all, because they can't do it up for dexterity problems or haven't got somebody at home that can help them put that piece of jewellery on. And these ones are really nice because they can work with all the different mediums.
Yeah, they're not too big and they're not too small, are they, as well? And I will show you the end as well here. You can actually use your E6000 glue, hypo cement glue, just to finish it off. So use it with your kumihimo, your braids, your chainmail, certainly. I'm bringing you 6 in total. We're going to go straight down. Bear in mind, I used to bring you 1 at approximately £10 each. Today, though, you're getting all 6. Once you get this home, once you actually start wearing pieces of jewellery with your magnetic clasp, you will realise they are a huge godsend. I truly, truly, truly think they are. I'm speaking from personal experiences. They just save so much time and actually enjoyment of wearing pieces of jewellery.
Yeah. And also as well, the gunmetal type ones, they're great for gents jewellery.
Yeah.
So you could get some of the larger paracords that, you know, Mark does loads of demos on paracords, because your paracord would fit into the end of those clasps. Just glue the paracord into the end and you've got a great bracelet.
Aren't they fantastic? And so easy. So easy. You know, if you've got long fingernails or short fingernails where you can't actually anchor onto a lobster claw or a bolt ring or a you know, Kim's like, yeah, that's my problem. You struggle to latch onto it because you've got short nails. See, I'm the opposite, because my nails are a bit longer. I struggle, it gets lost in it. And then you can't see, like, half the time. How many times are you like this? Hang on a minute, I'm over there. I'm completely in the wrong vicinity of it as well. And it's a really good point that you've said there. When I was single, I probably didn't wear 50% of my jewellery collection because I couldn't put it on.
You can't wear it.
That's why I sort of invested in these magnetic clasps. If you go into the high street, well, firstly, they are very, very expensive ordinarily. I'm trying to pick up one of the silver ones for you to show you as well. They are very, very, very expensive, but it's so easy to fit yourselves because you've got the skill, just you need some really strong glue. £7.95 for all 6. Tons of you there. Again, shall I demonstrate it behind the head? Shall I do that? Bear in mind I've got a crick neck, by the way. There we go. Simple as that. And then lock it together. So I didn't even look. Lock it together. Didn't even look. Done behind the back of my head. As easy as that. See, not only, I can't remember whether it is women are away thinking or towards thinking, which basically means that men are one and women are another, apparently. Women, we tend to be more drawn to the less practical. So apparently, now I don't want to be controversial, but apparently that's scientifically proven. We are more driven by, oh, it's pretty, it's beautiful. Whereas men tend to be more, okay, well, this is more scientific and a bit more practical. Whether that's true, whether you believe it or not. This is both. It's coming into both of those categories. Now, well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Do you know what else? You mentioned about kumihimo and braids and everything like that. I've got tons of zari rope, which is going to look incredible with these magnetic clasps, because you can just literally glue them in. You can literally glue them in, can't you? I'm going to open one of them for you. Brand new. This is how new. I'm actually unwrapping it on air, girls. Oh, I like the colour. I've got a 200 quantity. Wait, you've not seen this colour before. It's like a lovely Tahitian.
That's like our new, the gunmetal wires and that are
Go
starting
really nicely,
to get.
yeah.
I'm just going to pop that by there, Lauren. I'll pick it up in a minute. Look at this. Yeah, it is. Gunmetal
really
colour.
nice.
And then black. And then you've got your gunmetal colour here as well. That's beautiful, isn't it?
I really like
A mixture of the two. There's the mixture, there's the black, and there's the I wouldn't say grey, I'd say Tahitian.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe if I separate them out, they'll become a little bit more obvious because you can see them here. Yeah, I think that's best. This is the mixed one. Can you see? So you've got the mixture of your Tahitian colour there and the black. This one's your black. We've got only 200 of these though. It's brand new launch. You could just literally glue this into those glasses you've just seen, couldn't you?
That's all you need to do. Just pop some of your glue. I probably use the 6000 glue. And just pop that into the clasp, and then pop this beautiful rope in as well. It looks like Viking knit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, Claire, with your amazing wire skills and talents, you could probably create this with a gauge of wire, couldn't you?
Well, I don't do the Viking knit. Fleur does the Viking knit. But yeah, I mean, but to me, what that would say to me is once you've done all that, and if you just glue in the clasps, then that's the supporting bit, all done in minutes, so that I can then spend much longer on the actual
feature piece. Exactly.
So that's what is great for me. Or thinking you could plait all those together, so you've got a bit more structure. I mean, so when I see things like that, I just think straight away that's easy for me because then I can concentrate on the bit I love.
I totally agree. Now, I love this colour because it can be masculine but it can be feminine at the same time. Maybe you've got some of our Tahitian pearls and you've got it on a beautiful bale. Just imagine it suspended from one of these.
That'd be really nice.
It would, wouldn't it?
Because you can also do the finger knitting with these as well. I've got a lovely necklace that I wear all the time, and I think it was in the turquoise Zari rope that we did. But Gemma did a fabulous demo on finger knitting, and it looks fabulous because you've got all those different. It's almost like a pearlescent lustre coming through it as well, isn't it? The threads that are used in it are so luxurious.
And a great alternative to maybe your paracord and things like that, couldn't you? Just because, again, gents will like this because of the colour, the masculinity of the colour, but women also do. Now, it should be being launched to you today at $6.95. This is 3 spools, 30 metres in total that you're getting for $6.95, but actually, no, that's not our introductory price. We had 200. There's a lot of eyes on Jewellery Maker this morning, very busy ladies. So lots of people thinking, yeah, I agree with you, Claire. I'm going to just, make that piece with those magnetic $4.95. I'm just going to use that E6000 glue on the magnetic clasp and then invest all of my time and my skills into the actual piece itself.
With one of those beautiful Amazonite pieces of gemstone there, they're big nuggets, probably one of the ones in the middle. Yeah. Like I say, just one of the magnetic clasps, a little bit, if you've got any of the gunmetal wire that we've been doing, just to keep the same colour formation, if not silver, and just suspend one and
Yeah, really works.
There's loads of headbands in at the moment, isn't there? So if you just plaited the 3 colours and just had it, going like that. I mean, you could just sew a bit of elastic to the, so you've got like a little headband as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
And they're quite tubular as well, aren't they? So we were saying like a Viking there. What's a Viking there? It's wire in a tube, basically. Yeah. So quite tubular. So you could actually slot gemstones in there as well, can't you? Or various chains or gauges of wire.
Yeah, definitely. You could use it with your popcorn chains.
Yeah.
So you could wrap it around the popcorn chain as well.
Now, if you're not as exceptionally talented as many of our wire workers out there like myself, I actually use this type of Zari thread as a cheat's way of actually wrapping a cabochon. Yeah. Just because it's something I'm struggling with. I keep persevering, but I'm struggling with. But if you can imagine this surrounding a cabochon just with that really strong glue that you were talking about then, Fleur, you've got that look.
Exactly, yeah. Pop it onto a backing fabric, and then you've got a base then to start layering it around, so you've got like that faux soutache look to it, but you've given it all that lustre because they are very, very luxurious, those.
Really lovely. And again, interior design, we were talking about curtain ties, weren't we, earlier on? We were talking about using these for various different things, card making and your textiles, etc. Now, we've got it is brand new back in relaunch. Oh wait, this is the relaunch. Are you kidding me? There's tanzanite in here. There's tourmaline in here. There's turquoise in here. There's fire opal in here. Hang on a second, what gemstone's that? Oh my goodness, right, I need to make sure they're all closed properly just so I don't shower them everywhere. These are literally back in stock today. I've not even had a chance to sort of look into the nitty-gritties of what you're getting here, folks. It is a relaunch of one of your most loved matrix collections alongside your gemstones. Please don't underestimate just how much these do hold. There's a really considerable amount, and it's a star buy up next. Okay, brand new, back in stock, as in relaunch. You had it before, and when it sold out, we were inundated with requests for us to revisit this matrix collection. It has got, let me just count this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. See, it's so new that I haven't even had a chance to sort of look at. Martha knew about it, obviously, and some of our management team, but I haven't even had a chance to sort of see it. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it in real life. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'll show it to you like this, because this is obviously the top of the matrix collection, so you can actually see what is within. But I think just for ease of vision, if I turn it round like this, can you see it better that way? Potentially, yeah, I think so. So straight away we've got tourmaline, I'm noticing, we've got tanzanite there, we've got fire opal there, looking like we've got andalusite. I've got none of the specifications of your gemstones because it does say multiple, but you can see just how much there is, how high end they are, and just how much they'll go. Go across the findings as well. We've got one of the essential components, really, in terms of your length of chain. In fact, let me read it from the top. You've got 5 pairs of your silver plated copper ear wires, 2 lengths of your 1mm silver plated oval link chain, 5 of your toggle clasps, 50 of your crimp covers, 10 of your puffy coin beads, 50 of your open jump rings, again, so great for your chainmail, 200 of your crimp tubes, and they're 2mm, and 500 carats of your genuine gemstones. So literally being relaunched today. When we had these last, we were so inundated with messages from lots of our Jewellery Maker friends and family and customers, obviously, that like so messaging in saying, love it, can you bring it back to us? Because we will underestimate just how much you can get out of these.
Oh yeah, if you were to string all those gemstones onto a beading thread, you'd be amazed at how much is actually in those sections.
Yeah, just the one little compartment. Yeah. I mean, tourmaline, how often do we see tourmaline?
Hardly ever. If you like to do like trees of life, I know Laura and Claire's done tree of life demonstrations before. They're perfect for tree of life, those little small nuggets as well, little chips. And you've got so many different types in there as well, and different colours. So
really
if you're a little bit frightened of colours and you don't know what goes together, it's perfect for that.
I mean, shows, months, weeks certainly can go past when you don't see tourmaline. I'd say probably months, really, when you don't see tourmaline. Weeks go past when we don't bring you tanzanite. Weeks go past when we don't bring you turquoise, fire opal as well. This is a real collection of rare gemstones, and if that is, and I can't. Without spending too much time, but I actually think you've got andalusite in here as well, which is exceedingly exciting. Andalusite is one of the most pleochroic gemstones on the planet. I actually refer to it as the gem of colours, so it's quite similar to alexandrite. It doesn't colour change, but it's got such an amazing amount of fire. Then you get that as well, and all of the gorgeous findings. Relaunch, got to bring it to you. Oh, wow. Should be $39.95. for 500 carats of genuine gemstones and all of those lovely findings. Multiple findings. Being relaunched today, however, at $29.95. So you're easily going to get more than 10 pieces of jewellery here.
Massively. You know, like say if you put it with a large, I mean, I'm just thinking of the pearls just because they're mainly their size, but you'd only need probably 3 chips, wouldn't you, above one of the pearls, and then you've got, I mean, so you think there must be, there's a lot of chips in there, isn't there? Yeah. 3 chips. So when you put them together, because they're sort of irregular shapes, the way they sit, so it fills a big surface area, and you've got, you know, but you've got that flash of colour there. Yeah, really.
Absolutely. And you know, I've certainly heard it before, and I'm sure you have, girls. I never know people saying I don't know how to work with chips and nuggets. It's the only cut of gemstones where we've got that DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, we have specific DVDs and workshops purely on chips and nuggets.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was you that first said that to me, Fleur, and I was like, you know what, yeah, that's a really good point. We don't do that with round brilliant cuts or oval cuts or cabochons or anything like that. Perhaps there's a market for that, I don't know. But yeah, because they are quite a versatile shape, and they're nothing to be frightened of as well, because these are quite big and beautiful as well. So you shouldn't really, I'm noticing the drill holes as well, which are really substantial. I've got to move on because I'm running out of time. Well done for getting those. Moving on to oh, I've got the case. Oh, got it. We got it. Spotted. We've got so much to bring you today. I love the fact that it's like, where's this, where's that, where's this? Okay, this is our deluxe gem selection tubes. Going for gold. I do feel like I should spring into song there.
I used to like that program.
And I did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourites.
Look at this tube, and look how many you're getting here. Genuine gemstones. They can be used as obviously gems, but obviously as spaces as well. We've got a lovely piece of jewellery I can show you as well, which has been made from these, which I'll get to in just a few moments. Fabulous for accenting. Whenever I bring tubes, whether they be of gemstones or whether they be of your metals alone, they always are very, very popular. 400 carats that you're getting here of your gold-coloured hematite, so one of the most reflective of gemstones, and they are approximately 4mm round with variations. Is that right? Just double checking. Am I getting multiples of these? 1 tube and 3 strands. Oh, wait. I thought these were finished pieces of jewellery. What does that tell you? 3 strands of hematite and your tube. This is what you're getting. Now we're talking. So you've got faceted rounds. I was going to say, I was getting confused then. Within the tubes, you've got 400 of your 4mm plain rounds. You've got 170 of your plain rondelles, which are these ones here. It's a lovely shape. They're kind of like saucers. They're 5 by 2mm. You've got 280 carats of your hematite 7mm plain rounds, and then you have got your faceted rounds. 4mm, 7mm. There we go. We'll get there in the end. Jeez, Elle, come on. It has been so much to bring you today. Should be £22.80. However, today, look at the savings that we've been bringing you throughout the course of the morning. It's only set to continue, folks. We've had lots and lots and lots of sellouts. Great way of actually packing out your stash. £14.95. Great way of injecting sort of that lovely vintage gold, because it is more of a vintagey gold, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So if you take the ruby, for instance, you know, that it will really show up that beautiful red of that ruby against gold. Because I think traditionally ruby was always put against gold, wasn't it, to balance out the blues and the and to make it look a lot more red. But equally as well with the rose quartz in Claire's kit, with especially the ones in the tube, because they've got that like you said, that vintage feel to them. The rose quartz would look absolutely beautiful against that. I love
that. Again, golds and your silvers, they are the essential tones, aren't they, for jewellery making?
I was thinking with the with the blue Labradorite, I think that would work really nicely as well.
Yeah. Now, by the way, these, I know the Labradorite have sold out, so but yeah, great idea.
But I mean, any blue gemstone, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. How about some wonderful agate? I'm going to have to leave that with you. Congratulations. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Absolutely incredible. Where? Oh, I can see them. It's okay, our Fleur's grabbing them. Okay, we were saying any colour, weren't we? We were saying any colour. Thank you, Fleur. Any colour, any gemstone, knotted in between. Beautiful. It's a finished piece of jewellery. But look, I've just noticed the shape. Look at the shape. Look at these. How incredible are these? You've got a really lovely shape. So yeah, pick out the pinks with that gold, pick out the blues with the gold that you just had, or simply just attach a clasp.
I think I'd do that. I think I'd probably maybe take, just attach the clasp.
Because they are already knotted.
Yeah. If you wanted a metallic look, just get your crimp covers and put your crimp cover over the knot as well. So if you want to just leave it like that, take the last two off as your earrings, get your ribbon crimps, pop your ribbon crimps onto the end so it captures that cord. And then if you want some metallic lustre between them, just pop some of your crimp covers over those knots.
Just literally wrap them around. They're like little Pac-Men, I suppose, that sort of just eat over that knotting there. Yeah, amazing. This is 2 strands of already finished pieces of jewellery, essentially. You just need to add the clasp to them. Of course, and you've got that lovely crackling, you've got that lovely texture, the stripes as well that you get within agate, and all those multiple colours. So great for stash replenishing, $8.95 only. Super, super busy today on your challenge weekend. I think this is just the epitome of Jewellery Maker, to be honest, isn't it? You've got all those colours, bright, energetic, playful.
Yeah, and like you say, you can make individual rings. So if you had friends and you said, you need to make them a birthday present, what's their favourite colour? I guarantee it would probably be on that strand.
I would have thought so.
Find that colour on that strand.
Well, let's just see. We've got blue, we've got pink, we've got purple, we've got like a greeny tone. I would call that sort of a greeny. Is it literally an apple, I suppose. You've got greens and pinks. Then you've got yellows. You've got peaches colours.
You've got something for everybody.
You
could practice it. Say like you wanted to perfect one style of ring, like you've got lots of the same shape there where you could keep going until you've perfected it.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Well done to everybody as well, and age appropriate as well. It's not just one generation that this is going to be really appeal to. My niece would absolutely love this, who's 10 years old, and I would absolutely wear this at 37 years old. Stay on those phone lines again, and do look back on the web if you're just tuning in. We've had so many sellouts. It's our challenge weekend now. What's our challenge weekend all about? Well, basically, I've got off pretty lightly. I have got off pretty lightly, haven't I? Zena and Mark are switching roles in the next show. That's going to be up at 1 o'clock. Our Fleur and Claire have literally swapped mediums for the day, which is just, you've done amazing out, girls. Absolutely incredible. And loads, haven't they? Loads of messages coming into the studio, which we'll share with them as well. But I understand, Fleur, you're skedaddling.
Yeah, I'm off, yeah.
She's out of here. We love you lots. And Claire, you're staying with me?
I am. I'm staying with you, yeah.
Before you go then, Fleur, when are you in next?
I've got 2 workshops next week, and then I'm not back till the end of March.
Okay, well, make sure you join Fleur on her workshop. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for another hour. We've got the launch, by the way, of a DVD tomorrow with Sarah Elvin. And me and Claire will have a sup of our tea. We'll be back after this.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Diopside is a member of the Pyroxene group. It has a monoclinic crystal structure and often displays a star-like optical effect on the surface of the stone. This is due to fibrous inclusions within the gemstone structure that are all at a certain point which give light and reflection to create the star. In the case of chrome diopside, the colouring element here is chrome, which gives rise to a green colour.
When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
When we were with you last year